Thank you for being connected. If you're live, you can share with your friends and family together. And we are almost starting here. We'll be right here at LSK TV. Don't forget to always like and comments too. You can put in the comment sections as the debate carry on. Okay. Thank you. Julie, this speaker. Fire. So, I will panyo generally. We are panyo. So the first person will be the first speaker, okay? Picker. I'll be passed to them. It's called JAMBO FM speaker. Most of the people get confused. We don't want to term instead. I need term with no JAMBO speaker. Anyone not pick it, my bag, he look me AC, have voice. Oh, it's okay. AC, it's okay. All right. Steven, you okay with the AC? All right.
I really know if you get it wrong thing, you can later. I swear. How many of this?
4. Yes, like video for my tap but in my table pin my papa ducha Julie you man me jumbo parliament da kira dong ti kumbedi ku dik ku chawa angwen da kira party ye cho tin in the power ya bichel dwe me beach mwa libario ge piera rio ya bichel Julie the 12 man jumbo parliament man program pol karabino botin yes ki jumbo fm kan and of course when you have ma pigi tag you can makelo ken man me don logo like video so in man go table pin my papa kenyo in better tarabat no pe king bene e parliament be ma tin enni and tin wa tamani wa nyal kine mo nge tini wa chichi kid metela yeutum and to donkey kama pira tek dong mano du jen lok metela makum be dini ngwe chiga wor ni right ke parliament bino pere wai rom me disugi municipal wai division kano kar wai rom PLC one ben mo kente tim reshufflement lapo executive ma megi so pira tek ma da ye yom ni tin wa bicha on in time and to me ro to wok chawa pian ma cham do da kira pa pikum be dini bere karmel guest maramu gena bero ya yom ni kin joma pigi tego no gen giti mo ko pin matin o luo na wang la kin gang ma chal di to reset tawawa ina mi apology ba mege wachi men chalo commitment mo takti ma wen bar rare dum tal wi la di pika mi ben ma chal rapatua pin matin ne en bere karme konyo wan dur dum a jam mario kinong la dit me ati yo of course ma chalo won gang ki yaro en ben ma chalo me biti ti jo en ne kache nen kero gene kom ngara chel gi ken gi enni gen ben candidates ma beje do twan ma diri ma ja wana do ken ba councillors ma yar gen be mo ko tam kwere o kilo tin topic na pera tak ma dan mai chme cher ga be speaker man me kid go municipal council pi ma amarama beach kulo metello bo kache nen no nyana nyana no be tin yo gor mati be ki bon ngara chel council no mo tim gi mo ga ken no gen gi twero chino web and pitero ma beach ne wati ki candidates mati ga ka enni jo ma don gen guti you be teach me speakership at least gen gengeo okay former speaker me pagay division na diet ochara son Stephen anti kan anti ga chung be speaker me kidgum municipal wati ka chel la diet rema Emmanuel dan boluning man tawle tiye yes an be dong speaker be dong tell dong be kar la to de wati ki dan parwot di pasta karuni Simon anti kan and biberi kan me pm tap be kidong be ki deputy speaker man mi kid gumnis mudo kar en onero community mabe ma da nature to you war mabe trial yes the did Michael Ivan before you attack ma da honorable and again giti kan du man jo mati ngwe chumbe ma chalo speaker me tel council mi kid gumnis ko pin matin ba fu pe wa cher mabo wati beniki dana chill mo chung mi be ma chalo me a chi jamane po be ma ento ti dan ma no open wa chung ki double stand the did to pick up a peta wa ni kwan mi honorable ki comment don't want to miss the pick up a peta on for NT studio and all John ngena kwan ka the British you are young the time you let in the kind but ko cha ko ki win you don give na a second round kera de kan ko ni gen nyoro nyot ma bad de makaro ki lok ma megi am to mo kid mo wetit kwere yime tu o kenyo o wetit ki kwi ma ge kwanya ikin dana ngwen ma tiga chungi ngat mo kwanya number chiel len bi cha be la lok ma meg ba pin ten chila dir pek ka ke on kwi ni wa gen go kwan chi wa cha go dong be ge kenyo kid me mo ba ka yime tu o yes so legi ni better terra when po be gen me tele kan o miro ni yini kwan nyik lok ke ko ngera chiel chi win pian matiki tela mapitiga ber maber twal ki discipline kid gume kan yo municipal because of political influences nyo influences pa technocrats kido ngir pa joma timalo magen gemier ni gen gi twal joma megi erno ikero pa dan ma eno mogu cha keno peromo onyo ki wer dan maber yes ti tien ni yin bi wuni ki wa kun wer ka che gi mogo tambe ni gi twan speaker ma chill ki ken ja ngwan ne no ini wunyo ki lok ma megi ma pierta kon mo mi yo lok borgi dak ya pa bon ngara chill meti to ne ikip mi leba chill wer la kin gaun yang kada kon wona mi ni gi english session bi be no tie o mi yo la pen borgi ka kan ngar be chak ko number chill be chak dong kinyo to nyeo be ne chot kan ngar mo kwa number chill kwan dong microphone da mi kar botin da ma ti wo ku ya be ge kare me win you in no be mod lo video ke dong ngat mo bol liquid na ne mod ke wa ko no ajoli
be tutorial management me radio jambo imini wa kara tin me be radio me nywa ko ke lwa ma umini wa kwi bi kit me yera me timo la do ot ma ubitimme ini ana shwere in ania luani oriema Emmanuel Tollits ana tiela chung maybe the speaker make it good municipal council I'm your law for board one matter when you radio ping with a terra where when you are katil ki won plan ki yok ma wan wati kwede ma chalo luchung the position of speaker kama power mi wa tambene wan bi jolo tama wo bi mi ne ana poyo mate for everyone for me no go
for the next speaker
for radio jambo management me jambo I mean wa platform me bi no kami no la ma me wa ni amatia kami to for me namso obina to my school for the radio wang and I gonna go better my ever bet or win la mo you team nya ke do ni ja John Steven
well yes la lok me number deck me number rio be la dito cha John Steven wa jolo me number deck
for la dito lamson achel kilo te la war ma te kan an ki nya ko laivan me da wan kar mo mi fo megina achel won white era adiro pick up poka be be ki wan tien mi wa ko lo ade chego wala bu ki tam me go mu cha ka dor or ma dir mi ki municipality yo ma ka bit mo ra cha ka no tela nyande piero wa chele yeni for
before ma tap mata wa chero bot le lok me a get kimi number ngwen ajoli
for the trial moderator my jolwa kan kachiel ke la ditika na wa bit pick up poka for the trial kachiel ke umegina mawa chipe ke kan nia kloni okot Simon Karunji anatie ikin dano angwen magitika kati mebino katale bakimigen kungal chiel mebere macha speaker no la do hot me kikum council and ya yombe tutorial ni tilne jambo fm utamni pia wan bet ikabel machal ene onyak tamwa kilbol kui bana kinge ni yin matika timene tia timme mu ana tika timme kamaleng na foya ka koni chane romo binwa ko mapor
foi matak matala en video inde better tara dakia dong tia power your body kom chawa wen mi go dik ko pin matin ne han no mi dakia pa leva churi kong in mi ya ne matak bada bi chawa ke the first speaker and yin better ki chawa chong get ke ko dakia pa we need to be guided take a beautiful time keep a kind bene though tira patua pin matin ne now wachawa ke the first speaker jomati watching live ki tv alego ni better ki kan me chalo comments me can you enter do mi lo mi politics kai ne kin meti wini ki wa kon win mabe kon ko mi o kare botin me go team be da bet bene ka bolo lo mi politics ka kan yes watch out the first speaker waneno kidgum tie ka chake magli bario piero bichel mi chel pere nim dong mandong council na det me kidgum munisco wangero chake magli bario ka pa bichel magli bario ka pa ver pharmacy and against establishing kidgum machala munisco no kidgum municipality law from the town council maberida and combining wechiga won matak mada keyboard wona ngwan kulo umege na magi bege mada magen ben ka damgi tawr duga chel no kidgum munisco pedong tero ma chel no dong ti city maberida pengoy tamni la dit riama nyo honorable riama Emmanuel ino power be speaker me municipal kidong teach pa speaker and gira ngo chao ki botin
Chafai. Mukong ye a chap ki foi ba le ba mu che ko kilobo mu ye mi o walu ten yo ma pol pe ko nem ne ma tien ya ne gem yo ma gem do baro eto tien yo para che yo do tien gem ko ne ne na tien beno ye a chal ko na me kumo bot ori ma pol ma pat ma gem ko ne dana ma gem di maro ma karo o pa minwa won kom pa boda mi Kitgum district o pa pido ma gem tigi pero me kumo e umiengi wongi la tiengi jol kwena me kumo ma mega atango chawa bilonge koni chobiro ateki won pi yop me kan kom pa boda mi Kitgum district me chiel amira chake mio background at chidi and nia na nena waju ni ori kilwani ori ma Emmanuel toilet ana bero la tien ma don Kitgum ano fonye irom maping wa irom mamaro 11 mamaro has been awarded with diplomas ario in different fields. Enuni pamukonyo an me bero kinge kiria omedor council me municipal. Me ario ana chako tela John Kigan pan. Chako ki popo the second year kama chako ki bero machalo assistant head boy Abieno Atelo Kitgum Town College Machalo 8 prefects enoni no tika shipping an ikemeki tela melobo imwagali bario kia pawi ya bichel anadoni tela meloa local government Machalo council machumpi bulu ki Central Division Council kama anabiri Machalo a debate I ought umio ukonyo ushipping an umio kumbitini en ma anati nyimuni anati ma ati monetary ima alivario ki piera rio via chel da kiera mebere machalo la council me Central Division lo council me Central Division ga kuyer an mebere machalo la do ot ma meki kama waberu ke shadows me council when watiero council meeting wapewa missing kiachel provision for emergency wati ukwede wati ukiario yani in a term no mere provision for emergency ubetie bene a beach and one wati uki ario keken shadows ma make work to mwen obe and it was successfully done. What you do, my Paul? Me, okay, now Central Division Council, che comparing the division mokanani. In only uluto via implementation on what council has resolved, in only make per Central Division or uluti in terms of infrastructural development, kakama megwa diro o ye tie piano no tele moma di to pat. Ma deon you balo don lo mobile pay. Medugu I come the pen me penyo la dit moderator. And I may I chill speaker better now. Speaker obiru ngat ma door at the direction ma ti kit ma cancel keep proceeding ma cancel me work well. Teach ma deep per speaker and I may I chill me presiding of a council meeting. A council meeting what tiki jami ma poll such false ma poll ma mar berutie interference ma poll ma berutie pian miri padano no tie papat kiet ma lwa ko chala di kere ma pier tek ma dit NIA me doro what were forward in the right direction what tiki jami ma business committee always getting the more machalo agenda me council buri me kero me dor or pa speaker me chung ujenge kom agenda me council ket mano ki bukere kido me ario wan wati ki book me check ma speaker ki councilors ti kwere donc yego ki wish do mi robe ti go speaker me ne ni en ikwano check mabe interpreting mabe kidong ikati ki judgment mabe ki guiding or mabe dong I check one what ki check ma tiu I council given we also have the spirit of the law and check kama wale ni gudi enemy omira kagwa no kitika resolving ilok na gudi unyo look me goody kitika debating about goody and other infrastructural development and to many market Roma taking as a priority number one so manyudi juma Roma biru not giramo taking yemano da ti di ko padama madwong and to kay neno yo unodong yo mo no para tie Chidong kakati ki ruling ikom lokeone omira speaker uti the spirit of the law make kati ki judgment piancha mukene no the minority side gitiki vibrant information compared to the majority so kakenyo it needs the spirit of the law where guiding speaker where kati ki judgment mano wate tiket ma no debate yon tika work pale atamu mapol tispa speaker mukene oversight role me supervision and monitoring the committee for speaker NIA we have the committee chairpersons ma speaker umira monitoring again from time to time men really Gien guberu ki standing committee guberu ki monitoring kidong be go developing monitoring report ma meji we have on council me deliberating me ade speaker mirne ni conducting business committee meeting and through business committee meeting ena mio kero ki twero about speaker me luopi for council meeting me ade speaker umir not ma Key socks observer mabe emotional intelligence may I dare speak on your be not ma wrong mediating kindano the debate ko ku karawai parliament me Uganda wuru ne kar mo dan go ne ki komada enuni speaker on your bedana wise. Debate take a chair direction, my man. Is provoking other side? Provocation, how chair sense man rom kilo loin, kilo loin. So ka Kenyo mira speaker of bedana very vibrant and focus man on direction man ma debate take a chair here.
Don't kid the kid
And no mira on any controlling, moderating or where such atrocities put in men, it can't say. May I get in cancel the pocket click is speaker your not ma Roman mediating in councillors, the executive, keep the technical staffs. Enuni anatic care enemy, that take a real enemy, the endong, no make more man no, a tear or talkie, make more in administrative law, ma table, and administrative law, what take criminal law, you don't what take legislative law. Ma an to a taking it enemy, ma okonyo an me door, council me central division, umio pe winyu, wa ma on your loin, unyo tele level maramo gang service delivery over to us. She an take again, ni, don't be on chake or team and an quite na machil, don't na machil be over bureau, ma while power away near, ma one will be swearing in the year and maybe my child speaker. Ma bidor or ma be kit mano wa betine ana pe kilo ko
for
ana be for you
Meno ki leva churi food but here me chill back like him gown young be kero mege ki dog me go chill the second speaker and chaka mege da kera piera tere tiro da kera piera when ka kan yes but Julie Trallman horrible or chaka John Stephen Julie ngo me tammi ro team no pat ki la di to rema Emmanuel wero modis me kid gum actually cancel no kid gum modis for be ma be mi karo
be moderator matika dawa me mo ma me ya ka lu radio lu je ro mo pat ma ke radio chu wara mati ye ka apo yo me be an ke nyen ke na na wa yo nia ke lo ni ja John Steven ma fu pe chiar mo bo mer ka nyote ma be ana better speaker page division ma bit ma tutum na wo ma ne ba pare yo me be me bit ene tam me la tu donc bene ikin me kwan ana timo national diploma in accountancy ma nyorni atike level me diploma donc bene ti bene berge ti teach kiana ma ti kwan 2017 tika teaches Kepim Standard Secondary School Jalo School Baza wako beli chama lo donc bene kiana ma beru gatiji ma beach beru gatiji contract mo ma tiang tiang what organization ma kilwan wai kiana ti about World Vision Jalo Research Assistant para Bakam kiana bana ti about organization mo kilwan active Uganda Jalo field data enumerator para Bak bana ti about IRC Jalo field data enumerator the organization more kilwan teach a man to fish ti about give a Jalo field monitor Mano experience me teach mo ma berga ti ne meri kom ti chalo dara ma berga ti ne ma beach donc bien no ke ran kan amia yap ki lok me ti speaker na majiel ana ye sharing committee sharing council meeting kiana katika sharing committee mero maintaining order ki war mero betie mabe council number 2 speaker mero nani chief ketika leguna council marwate iketo mero chief nyoro kele mero tikin jemme na machiel ma speaker mero ti Ikian German Amarillo, and I speak on your better controlling debate. Jamukan or Chairman take a war, when you're the speak on your figure on it. Making on a war, your body made you down to it. You mati war. Dharma take council when Dharma Luak organic from Ikabema part. Now a chill honorable councillors when we have the water. Konotika Log Manning, Kotika Log Manning speak on your 4 year near me pay war councillors. Then Luak government, the organic committee area like here. Here the speaker, name your honorable councillors when to have it war. See. Manager man built a tea again. Well, to be the challenge, a tamany keep the municipal. A tea around building like a bear. Man, don't bear. Speaker, teacher Mokam, you've been on a marathon. You can go home, speak a bit of one every day, no matter 10 to be a standard rule of procedure. Local Government Act, Accounting Regulation Act, Audit Act, Education Act, Standing Order. Where we are speaker Beka Kwana every day. Then speaker NIA we are Beka guiding down the part. Get me a check or carry. We are speaker Benga Makono Arabo councillors, making the printing depending what Arabo councillors. We are speaker Benga Ma. Katika Mogotama tea related kichia. The Mogotama dog no Jamukanati water. You speak of Mogotama or Jamanati within. See, Mera ye, can a Jamukanama speak of your Bicati, speak of your Bedama, dear flexible. I don't know the dam I don't reach it to twice. Ma Kaki no money. You speak a monkey, Macago, Teleki lock more Kaki walk, he consider and he carry away. He can't put on Timo considers any on the can lock him or take him out. This speak of your bedama. Ye, remember when my council, carry lock more tea, your party difference tea. Down when me lock my room. Well, speaker. Watching at another day, party media, pianetic care. But it didn't come. Mano taking James speak of Nanny tea. He can't bear Omero speaker, Omero bed very keen. Can now need automatic lucky. The bed tea balance. Can a child can a tea no? Down a real work to dominating auto. Speaker Chima and the same people. You know, I only take a children. See. Speak of your Bengal manner balancing. Balancing very in terms of gender. Council amateur, council among balancing. Okay. Can balancing very in terms of report. Council, Bonda executive report.
Don't get a care deck.
Take a sharing. Take a sharing. Yen speak of your bed report in his report my executive okay. Yellow mamma only. We are better to try to make discussing report my make a can. Immediate chance but honorable members come canny. We're getting to become lawyer can you have a local report in. While Joe report in one making it, did you appear that NMA defending report you may anymore. Namario convincing member of your report. Number there. Long make and material material I come report in American go gam. Man, I no must speaker welfare vacancy. Speaker including my man way. Speaker of what man what honorable councillors when welfare make. Don't bear a tear, yeah, look at team speak on their voting. Speaker of your fair team. Can I, yeah, moment speak about 14. Speak of your taking side. Take why any of your bit impression. Because speaker take a lot of your taking side. Can a better speak about better interrupting members, manutic law. Tuan ka pe chwa tam me speaker po bela ngor dong ngat me me kar la ngat lo ikiana ben speaker me po taking debate ya speaker me be ngat la pe bero par debate me speaker be ngat bero impassion po taking side je mo kan ma speaker me po ti ki ker ne ni speaker mo kan ti ki tap full pen right ended speaker de you do go ne bi no tap mo ni ki ton ker mo me da mero po me yu be tek to kwal be ne ti ke ti ki po ma da ka ro en mu ke mero speaker mero pel team ki na mo ke speaker mo ke ne ti ma no nge o ni ti kwa ko man ti mo ya na per wa ki ti pe no ki influence no ki ti ate unyo mir na ti ka mo ni speaker mero po be na ma ti mo ti che mero yen pe wa ke ignore chia cái đồng chia tại nhiều cái nó
don't give second manok
speaker me be dan ma me ro pe be ma pe war ansilas mo cái nó me speaker body me wo down do pe ne la bolle ka down kwa la ko wa kan si pe ne in pe ti ka war chi in speaker ti no ti ti do ma no ti ti pe yo te me ro in pe speaker ma war an be kansilas me pe be speaker ma be dan ma ye me ye jame ma wi
kakare wa foi ma tap ma da kibol horrible steve tio ba bag in time ya tima yo me pen getiga go ko chava kunni second round of the discussion gen getiro english version wa kong wa me kar ki speaker me number deck me tiro nok ma me pingo tammi ni tigi care wait ma bad me dor council me kit gun municipal ma parki jomo ken ma ti ga kanni Julie
Diet Lamson wono ma diet ma di makan nying ni opika poka umegina mati orkan magiti ga dua no belo la do at miki municipality amena kwan kar ma me for wala church meri bu wi wan wine Jambo FM in a special way ba ye for radio Jambo midwo one where ngam mati pin kuja mati ke kar me lam doge ngam mo ken me bedo speaker miki municipality yana ne pe ke me bolo kui win duan watia yang afo mate an kinying nyao cha me ko live an duong pa daw tong kan kinying ni mukula amete awaj bodo ni mo ni amatia mo bian ka kaini bero ni ma ro ba yubu kinma ki wayni mo fuk mara cho tien no ne machi an ma loni ka waj ba chego alu ko lokuma kwan ma mega at the highest level china ma loni atiki diploma in medical health records and information system kinma yin kian wangi okay kwan pigi atiki mete beramino bachelor in the same field. Kwana ina ya timone ki Makere Business Training Institute. Ilain mi kuona nyo kid metera. Aber ke experiences maduong itera. Amera kuang ki Karmatie Secondary School. Abero 8 boy. Ke ko Kenya when I joined Kigum Technical Institute. Abero speaker of the technical. Ki ko Kenya kin mana wa ke wiati kwan pigi achara mete mino kwan mukene fil mukene ticha ma logoni ati ko kwana ki Makere Business Training Center ma ki kuno abero deputy guild president mi campus mi Makere Business Training Center ika ma dugu chen mi mete ki kwana kenyo I went on it che alego petera da mi berja speaker mi institution ma bera kwana e elmi mo wago awaji bot yin mai de wago kenyo ni kaka ma bera wo ke yeni gem ka chen ki chwa ma duong wa ma bera ka tele ni ki bera ka mi ne bora chi wa no te rom bala man ku melni dan kwan ma kwana yema lo Makere Business Training Center ni ke peki wenye mitera kumi ni pekiri yako mitera pino piano ngene mo an institution ke chara kwana ye ne bega kwana ken lu diro mala dir mo ken po be mio tera bod ngato mo ken mano pe dan mo no ro tera yan chamera gir ma chek malo be ki wiye iken mitera ma ano idong mega ichana ma logo ni kono adonye council ni kid municipality mo ala re pierre wachel chala youth councilor mitong mo ti ye in ki ko ar kenyo ano tera me be deputy speaker ikid municipality mai speaker ma chel ubero nga magi luonye no chana isa chana ma logo ni uno ti both kidgum district chala inspector of school ka mo chana isa no ti chala inspector of school position kamege udongo kare karma councilors di wora di wajani mo ochaya la remi ni la dir baga mi tero cham do no tera pingo pe biem e be dong speaker makamegwa lo maga mo bodo dire mo kerani ay tera be di per speaker makamegi awayo borgi ni mo ale go won mi be di per speaker ke lokani mo a pochan Isaac micha kano tij makamege ni e be gum makamege barkitum bora tichela tema yene cha la word makamegi ke mo to mi cha ka mo ni tiak word makamegi ci wa awa je bod lu wor ni mo an pa be biyo ka chung be be speaker eno be ki ne na chen ma chen a pe ngat ma ti la tamami jammi ange ni mo kar ba jammi wen ki ci wa da kar ma position pa speaker makamegwa udong kare Lutera lu wora mo kana gi yenya chu ci bana gi no ka wi po chani o tiki the outgoing speaker may nye no ka vigan ma ti yu ke la wora e oni pa o wa la wo ma ja e anu ka ro chelo speaker miki gu municipality mi do ga lokal la point pa yen mera lamson ngo mo wa am chelo chaya ano chelo abe mi bero speaker miki gu municipality mo la ri piero wichen mo ala re piara de kachen ke wuni log makamega e karma speaker ma wano tera ma ke jo chana isa uno ti dikit municipality an ma logo ni no aramo bere ken lo chung mi bero speaker mi ki municipal eta ne on mo chano dana go pi fore ye chano luangi ibero pin da ko karma ro la chu no mi ki bot yen ki de mete bere mi chobu lek makamegi lo amati wa ko kenyu ko mu kena ma no ni mo an chelo cha mai ko live ka dire ma ja no office be speaker ni na la di lamso wa ja ni wa no ti yo chelo speakers ana ngena mo bor ni mo e ken ti mo ba ti chelo speakers cha ka jelo ada di pe speaker ki o megina mo be division makamegi ke ni mara tarunji e ko be speaker mi division mo ken baramera wo en bere da jol en bere resini wanu ti yo mera ka mi ti makamegwa ti go mo ke ti ma bi council because as a speaker you didn't gonna tell my no information my no joke anyway and information my no ke bir da ma doga ke la pin yaw joke ane ti wa mera mo bodu ni mo antel cha mai ko live apa kiri god mo ken council ma a ke yene kere bera di petri ni atele ki won ko makamega yu cha gware away of the council as mo wa ko bien jaw makamega
Dakia te ko don.
go ken ti maromo wa in ki am itamu ni mo o cha no be speaker makamega mi municipality ni mo tuar ba council as mera wa tuar ba council ma wa go cha no ti mo ke council Kema ke wajo kere one job councillors one more but is a technical people but they do implementation chamera mok borni mo ka ti mo ber ka mo ne council makamegwa mo ber ka word mabo ke kena kwa ke ni mo pa ber speaker we ke ne ko mo ke ti ber kit municipality u ber le woki ti para dir makamega but anke o chai mai ko live an kan yi ti ke cha den mo either ma ko nyu in written form me mo ni mo awinyo gen pa council mo ken wi am li wo ki mira maka mega mi lobuni wa ko jomo ken apuno only one when you why anymore I'm going to fight for council welfare amba mo ni mo ande cha me ko levan ka dira ma ki mi atera abi tutre mate the council as maka mega welfare as maka meki obere par monde because yek mo wa tu keri check mo tu e council mo ni mo mi wa ta councilors mi ki honoring one ki chul mo kana e pete ndok ni mo ka ine speaker don ka jeno mo obere council maka meki so any more looking for councilors welfare but not a council welfare ka we council no tie lok ni mo e councilor no tie lok ni mo ante speaker don atinyo quarter a chero kadwa gimo ken maneo achamu kana e one ku be ri maka mega ta mera mok bot wu mo de kan ka che ke jobati wo ko jani ka diga may wu mi atwa ya ni wu mi akero be be speaker maka megu abe pit ka che ke du abe tourni mo di or mo be yene tele mo ke abe pere da mera ti ki go mo be council mu karne ni wo ke tele ba speaker mi ki municipality mi tour ma te ni council ma nyen mo be ti ni o be ke la mo yi amera mok bot mo chelo ngal ma be te bul yene ma ko bul ibere kana kera ching la don bul kere kero le mielo bul kere el kirma lo mielo bere ka mielo bul ano ni mo chao kana mielo ke ti ma ko bere ka miel ma be ke lo ka no bul ma ke doni ko bere ka wor le ma ka megi cha mena je ko waj bor ni mo do ma te wo ko kenni ini karma munto mo kana ya waje ni mo di pere speakale o beri ko karne ci dan ki jula tera da mo bor ni mo bien bu megira ini pera charo germano anaya ge maraj da temo ke mo megi
for it chamo to malego Jomo Kende me katro chimu silent be attack trial for interrupting Jomo Kende your speakers Kende for you meno log matel chero bola log me gikene horrible karunji Simon yes will you log my papa kibot to megi niga kan pangeo ka boki ni no ni dong ni jallo borgi kere you know da funda be my no gen du chi wek wange
For the child mera moderator ke enda mmekwa ke megina death mera for the child chao machalaman boy we da when you radio karum kana no ngatumo no don program da chen nia kiloni okot Simon Karunji anatie councilor when the Westland Barrett Central Division ma kiera fod manyen mera fort trial mera lamson ke kenya gena chiel no ter tap trial bora chap ke wide bot slow in radio anabera nga keta tu kerenia ani romekwan a take a bachelor degree in business administration and a measuring in accounting and finance ma amira wa your bot la when radio ne you teach ma mega ma chalo teach ma kwana in my profession better ka teach English foundation ma tiyo pimaha pa we bero chalo teach ma mega ki department me accounting ma meno better directly doc teacher tiyo pimaha ma pa yunge compare within the same organization, a better material administrator, Kanisa, Tio Ye, Maroma Rio. Within the same organization, Kimina Office Mukana, Manel Child Protection, Mapol, one Mapol, Maka Mukanaka, or IGF Tina Ruati Quera, Manel, Warbero, Kitwa Palutino. You know, Kanama Anna Timo, your Kwan Mega. Anna take a certificate in Christian theology. Menoka American Kwanma Kamega Mukane. Bene I take a certificate ma Timo in global leadership. Ma umere good Kwanma Kamega. Machelo ngat ma nani wajo tutwale watine wateke ngat manero twin Anna tila kwat matiri Kanisa me Christian Community Church, tetela pala kwa Alfred Kumagum. Mangeni dama Paul, kirwa tekweda. Wego abiro kawajo loka chiel nyorio. ni ka nero ikin jimi ma anabero katimo gene interaction mamega kilwak kidano yuki congregation atamo ni tie ilevo mamal lo tutwal ikin juma pol iketa kar mo kan do tubero kwere bene tagyo kenyo kuberi ma ana logoni ana tie ma charo CEO me CBO achiel ma ana ya yabo ma kiloni Redeemer Center for Development ma kuberi ni tika implementing one of the project is settlement ma chamo ni with that wealth of knowledge angeni Doro Council po beberu gina cha tutwal jimu kene beberu chalo adoki kumlok madam kene wayo Pierre Kana no ni well anabet machalo ngarchiel mano chu doknent ni entie ke gin mabe loyo ikin jimu kene ni atamo ni titich mekwat do yubabe makaro because kai quiet down kanisa ni quiet down matie ikaber money ni ya dual money tien lokani inde tigi kar ana mero wa bore ni getien mo bichu bora ma dit tutwal era tigi karo menna kitme tor dar ka chen new unity ero ni atamo ni better quality mo ma per chat tutwal kuona menna ni machale speaker ka andire maja wa kargani command atamo ni kikero ma anaberu kere kador kanisa kikero ma anaberu kere kador lwa kikero makuberi anati kere community child settlement ma kar mo kan leper nyane peno ni nationality na Uganda kekenne atamo ni kenyo bimi na kero ma chat twal beside jim mo kan ma no anaberu kikero metimone mera teach pa speaker ka dog ye speaker tichima dit mapol kare nyo ikilok mapol mege na bena go wajo eno mero bet ngat ma chume na ni any door ot kit ma chek ye kwere tieni ka chek tie ma door an ma chale speaker chek eno mero ti kwere ot dogani free and fair discussion bo down when public bias in my decision public bias Dok bene, ikin gamu kene, anone Pierre Chak tutwal ni, ngat majal speaker, umiero, ubet kikero meneno ni, bero machang ngata chung meneno, ko gin makar wako, service delivery, bot luak, ubet ngat manon lubukare meneno beti mabe. An weko kenyo, tere gin no kene ma Pierre Chak, ma chal speaker mirtin, ni accountability and transparency. Awinyo mege na gebere ka logone man dong joma gebere I office nyo gebere council anatamo ni kakone la win radio bere ki care me winyo ne mo kene no tieki gen make waye ni chadem makwo ni Michael timo gen nakumani Manuel timo gen nakumani Steven timo gen nakumani erone atamo ni bere gen na piacha an piera kana noni eni yejima an abikeme pet ma chat tutwal menna ni teach me council pegi cher kinyano pegi cher kibalo pegi cher kiwego udogo macha gin pangarche umera kile win radio ama biro kuberi councilor 4 team mamega nyolwak mamega ya dual mamega machalo Westland gini ina twero mebero la chungi la churagi abet itgi abet wangi abet doggi tien lokeni ano mero aye ni gina ana cher katimonene ubet ginna benefite lubola kwino ento polkare jime enni ino do loin to 12 kin councillors do loin to 12 kila do ot makar mukere ino ginna entika timone tir pokeo kimiri palwak mochola enne ti wel gel chale enni ana nano to 12 ni pire tek do bene ana bichu ye machalo ngar chiel ikin councillors magetie nyo machala do ot
Yes.
For umera ka na ji mukane umegena kilo giber ka lo ki kum welfare pa councillors ana tamani umegena eni ko ni gibimo ni welfare pa councillors uberu gina Pierre Chak but in machala do ot because unity dwange gen pol kare duan gi cher gi kobore kado cher ipoi mau mier ki cher ki lob ngo mau time pingo wego gwok chiene mukene no tika gale pingo gwok chiene mukene jo mukene no kok ni gwok ni tika ngole ne maduong ba so eno ni atamani ubedo teach ma an machalo ngat matika biro for speakership atamani tier tek bora mene ani an bera luonyo kachiel ki umegina agiro ki lokene ne machala do ot umier bet ngata ir tuolo dak ngat mangeo ngolo kop mati pol kare ini ngolo kop maluba kide afoje twal ni ikin engagement mamega you keta bera kupeki lwa kori character unity kuona daga mier ni ubet get ma arakere council dano watini party motik moke ken me politics enter politics me school uberi roma pol ma ka mukana tamani protect for this enter mero wa bot down ne atigi karo da nero na tieni mara ye kar mabe maka kimina room me better ma speaker me kid municipal council ana be teacher mabe la bon lenge nyu lenge pol kare down wrong time ni beri tamaken jom kene en mano lenge ni no jaba ne pongo ena mera phone ko quality e oni ana pe kwere da wera awaje bot la win radio ki councillors members magiti wa ne ana choyo itechela awati ni man ngat ma ti dedicated ti dependable and ti honest atamani eno ne dima abikarogi bibeli table mamega
before the trial la deal piga kebe unyo kilok pa jone kwere pa tote zum tima tap yueng mar kid gum minis fuma tap alida kid lo mamege ma dugu chen kinga yue ma check like video before him is my company limited let me know again church martin yimwa kidong bon hotel kelo chai da lege be won ko bid won ge chai and martin ma nak nak no one know you ma check you do English version in watching live at the kota kilo before the trial morning lamson I love all of them I pray that God should prevailed and picked one to be her speaker of mother Kidgum Municipal Council. Before you tell me to UK, to America, to watching, never come the budget trial, no do Kidgum Municipal Material. Never changing you chat about team better. Oh, Ruchai, teacher.
Lakini wewe momo chawa beto nyetema timu jemi mapol kimomo kisachira bichela big ash nyoti kimomo up wewe chulchu item lim iketete wakonya kai tim jemi mapol MTN momo bang timu no Uganda yengi kotigi mancho medeng MTN Uganda keni uchim kapuri max manyen mati size manyen
Lihat cuma tera kira ni cuma tera. Cuma ber. Sorry. Macam nggak dikali mah. So, makanya kayak cendong perai, dong video marriage cai. Before you even watching TV, we appreciate we break my novel, but again in Kenya. Back in the way sharing. You know better, of course, we get card and try to comments on me section Kenya, comment section tier.
Pingin mapol kupen number jera bira rio aria derande adakaria biro unyo jera bira jero abira bungwen abichera chen jera rio azam with flow liyubne yubiro pakrisa green mini Uganda limited azam with flow Africa's number one choice. Direngeo ni octopus mwana mbiro ni Argentina yalo World Cup memo aturume biro rio ayi put the hope ni Man U ayalo English Premier League itu turanye mambe tabu bijo Arsenal ni chao ni tia tek kapetwere akadika Liverpool kile Man City tia wopo koge attack walo kiperu dos kika peru sport
no paso ni agora
Ghana National Lottery and Gaming Regulatory Board. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
Tia joke ya kisoi pocket ya Gary Street Weg. What I want I get. We are what? We are what? Cheating, streaming, watching, Bangurajan, quality winning. We are what? We are what? Kawa tika chelo ki MTN. Jumbo pe juke. Jumbo kachil ki MTN. Jumbo pe juke. We are what? MTN titelo chatule Uganda Communications Commission.
So got to end. Like video for you, but tap madame with America, you ever check and for a Julie Human Jamo Parliament, come up for the tuning with Chama Chavachillo. Guest Hario Pinto Gore, while very key la dito to Richard Kawawa, and to commitment Mukane Machalo Lakin Gang, or a talent we la dito Pika, Kadong Bene Yungchil, Mama Megua, my empty channel head of executive. No be a kind. We win your keyboard speaker because of me political interferences, your influences. Team attack Mada, at least and Rono be kind of no keyboard. You're kind of listen now. I don't teach my bear to learn. We in this council, mayor should also fight not to get a moderator, to get a speaker, a partner for development, and of course somebody who should provide checks and balances in the municipal council. But right now, and Pere, of course, Tinny or Tika Chilki, candidate somewhere, in for the tuning in, what dog the English version, who still kept majority and no Pekani, me and the Papa, maybe in freedom to express themselves. And of course, Charles, they speak, of course, the English version, you will tell us more. So the same thing, but of course, it's going to be different from what you're going, actually, the role of the speaker, because most of you and all of you, at least, you stated very clearly the roles of the speaker, of which everyone they are convinced and satisfied. But we know the first role is the presiding over the council, then another one is enforcing ethics. The main important things is the ethics, the ethical conduct of the councillors. Had the municipal is very important. Then, of course, another one is the public participations, which is very important for the speaker. And the capacity building. Most of the speakers they don't get opportunity in all emoluments in terms of capacity buildings. Then another one of which most of you have been talking about the oversight, overseeing various standing orders. This is very okay and paramount. But now when we come to now, you people, you're going back to the municipal, or you'll be entitled to lead the council of the municipal for the 5 years as a speaker. The speakership we know is the heartbeat of the local legislations. Often council sessions are bogged down by personal grievances, and rather than the policy, which always defer the work of the speaker. Now, Mr. Honorable Simon, no, not Simon, and Emmanuel, Stephen, at the same time, Ivan, Michael. All of you, you have different professions. We have 2 accountants here. We have, let me say, medical personnel or a doctor here with us here. Then we have a lawyer, which is such a good administrator. If you're elected, what is the single most reform you will introduce to the standing orders to ensure the debates focus on service delivery for the people of Kitgum rather than the political grandstanding? That's one question. I repeat the question for you. If you're elected, what is the single most reform you will introduce to the standing orders? Because you've been talking about the oversights. To ensure the debates focus on service delivery for the people of Kitgum rather than political grandstanding. The second question, to all of you still. Kitgum municipality has been facing a critical transition in urban planning, revenue collection, and urban settings. How will you handle a situation where a government policy is technically sound for the town's growth, but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors? Will you lead the council towards the policy or represent the councillors' resistance?
Come again for the second question.
The second question is like, Kitgum municipality has been facing a critical transition in urban planning and revenue collection. We heard about what the traders were fighting for because of the involvement of the technocrats and mismanagement of the public office. by some of the technocrats, which the councillors were not aware. And I hope the Deputy Speaker know that one very well. It wasn't in the council, but from nowhere, they shoot they shop the traders. We're coming now. The question is like, how will you handle a situation where a government policy, we know the government policy at times ties your role as the speaker, where government policy is technically sound for the town's growth, but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors? Will you lead the council towards the policy or represent the councillors' resistance? Kitgum is, under USMIT, we always have a government project coming to develop a town or municipal. Like this year, I think maybe we still have our bus service down, and might be maybe the bus service or bus come in, which people will be having here too. We have the market already, which is functioning, a project of 2.6 billion.
You have not yet given the question.
The second question is like, how will you handle a situation where a government policy is technically sound for the town's growth,
Anyway,
but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors?
let me coin it. Now, government comes, actually, the ministry comes with policy
With their policies, yeah.
for you to implement. And the policy can get registered on the ground. So how will you manage it? A case in point, government, actually Ministry of Finance sent for you how you should collect tax. Now, there was a lot of resistance on tax collection. As a council, how are you going to handle that? The second example is,
I've got that question.
Yeah.
That is question number 2.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1, the question is, if you're elected, what is the single most reform you will introduce to the standing orders to ensure the debates focus on service delivery for the people of Kitgum rather than the political grandstanding?
Yes.
Okay. Now we give you 10 minutes. Keep timing. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, the moderator, presenter, Lamson, for hosting us today. I would like also to at least thank our elder, Mr. Opika Oboka, who is also with us in the studio, and my fellow honorable members of Council for Kitgum Municipal Council. To those who have just started listening to the program, as I have mentioned,
And those are watching too.
and those who are watching too, my name is KMC, and aspirant for the positions, the Speaker for Kitgum Municipal Council. The first question, a single reform on our
Standing order.
our standing order will
Focus on
service delivery
for the people of Kitgum
for the people of Kitgum.
rather than the political grandstanding.
First of all, the reforms that I will be focusing at if I have been elected, if I have elected as the Speaker for Kitgum Municipal Council first, I will first emphasize on the capacity building of the honorable members of council. You know, first of all, after swearing in, there will be inductions. that council always organize for honorable members of council to know their roles and responsibilities. So after that, there is also need for capacity building, because 1-2 days induction or orientation is not enough for honorable members of council to be well equipped with the proceeding and guidance of our council, how council should move or operate. 2, issues that always bring tension in council is just self-centered interest. If I'm elected as a speaker, I'll be focusing on some of the issues that might bring controversy, more especially on according to conflict of interest that might arise. There are also other cliquisms that always bring tensions. The reformed, according to the cliquisms, is that information must be given. You know, if you lack information about anything, you will begin thinking that other people are in the corner or other people are eating from somewhere. So lack of information. Information must be given to honorable members of council. You know, the technical staffs always give information through the executive, through the speaker to council. Now, if the speaker have this information, he must share it with honorable members of council. This is a reform that I will bring to council if I am elected as a speaker, to avoid this controversy that might arise. 2, the question 2, Kitgum municipality have been facing a critical resistance, according to
about planning and revenue collection. Read about what in the taxation.
I need to thank you really for bringing these questions. First of all, you know, things to do with tax, even in the Bible, I believe you know the story about Judas Zacchaeus, who was a tax collector in the Bible. Do you know how people ate? If you sensitize a person about his role and what you are going to do from that person will never resist. These people who are resisting, they are the taxpayers who have been paying tax for almost more than 10 years and above in Kitgum town. And they are even continuing with paying tax up to now. The only thing that was lacking, it was sensitizations. If you are even school, if you want to increase the school fees, first of all, you need to call for a parent meeting. After calling for parent meeting, you tell the parents reasons why you are increasing the price of the school fees. Maybe increases in the market for commodities like food items and other things. That's why the management of the school are increasing the prices. If you don't involve the parents in the meeting, you need to know that you will have a serious resistance. Why? Lack of information. So these 2 questions I still generalize under information is the key. If you give information to people, you will solve all these problems. Lastly, you know,
government policy
always comes. If it comes, it is with the technical staffs. The technical staffs will give to the executive. The executive also need to report in council. And after council, the councillors have to go down and explain all this in any of the social gathering that they may be having in the community. So after this information, the information will reach the public about any government policy that has come in place. I want to finalize with, I am going back to the first session about the welfare of the council. Councillors have two forms of welfare. One, we have consolidated one that comes from central government. For the case of municipality, it is called ex-gracias. For the division, is called honoraria. These are welfare. These benefits is consolidated into a quarterly manner. Honorable councillors get. I don't know how they are getting it. Maybe my brother, the deputy speaker of Kidgo Municipal Council, will tell us.
Okay.
There are also taxes that are involved in this benefit. We have two different taxes that are subjected into this benefit. We also have welfare that's come from the revenue collected of the previous financial year as being determined by the law. This welfare that is got from the locally raised revenue is subjected to 30% tax allowance to UIA. This ex gracias is also subjected to tax, but which tax? That one should be paid as you earned, not 30% tax deductions. So if the honorable members of council elected me as the speaker, I will go and explain to the head of finance, the technical staffs, about the taxation principle and policies, so that our honorable members of council should not be taxed.
All right. Now we have the question. Now we shall give the time to the rapporteur of this program. We'll give you 1 minute to ask him, then he'll answer in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I have a question. All of you have talked about welfare. Lucky enough, Emmanuel has started breaking it into ex gracias and honoraria. Why do you get those things? For all of you, why do you get that money? And what do you do with that money? What was it supposed to do if you're paid that money?
First of all, ex gracias and the honoraria, we have also the locally raised revenue that is being paid as 20% to the council. First of all, it's not a right, but it is a privilege that normally being given to the honorable members of council for being a councillor. This money is given as a privilege, not right, not salary, but it's a privilege. This money also, if it is given, if the financial year cut it, you will not demand it as it is your right to get it. It is a privilege. Now, this money, if it is given, it will help you because you are doing a lot of work on behalf of government to the community. This money should help you to, one, to mobilize the community. Mobilizing community, sensitizing community. This money is given as your allowance of participating on behalf of the community to council. This allowance that is given to you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now we come to the next speaker. You'll answer the question of actually our rapporteur after this answering these two questions that I asked you before. Yes, Mr. Speaker, you going to the Municipal Council, Stephen. The next speaker is Stephen. Of course, we know you had a heartbeat of the legislations, and the question that I asked you, if you elected, what is your single most reform that you will introduce to the standing holders to ensure the debates focus on the service delivery? They mark this point, service delivery for the people of Kitgum, rather than the political grandstanding. We know the political grandstanding always affects the operation of the speaker always. And in this also, this very vote here, the political interferences and influences, it's really there. So you'll be working under their pressure. So tell us, what will you do? Then the next question is, Kitgum municipality has been facing a critical transition in urban planning and revenue collection, which we talk about of the 20% to be sent back to you for your actually facilitation involvement, honoraria and other payments too. How will you handle a situation? Remember this, how will you handle a situation where a government policy, like for instance, the days of the taxes on the Kitgum, but the policy came from the government. We call even the mayor and the town clerk. Yeah, it's a policy now from the central government. So we don't have to do anything or debate about it. But after debating, yeah, discussing, after discussing, a thorough discussion, they resolved that. Now, where a government policy is technically sound for the town's growth, but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors. And councillors, for this matter of Kitgum, the councillors were not even aware and convinced of the issue of the tax system. In fact, they were not even, actually they didn't debate in the council. The deputy speaker will also come up with that one. Will you lead the council towards the policy of the government or represent the councillors' resistance? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, moderator, our elders, and my fellow aspirant for position of speakership, and all the listeners. Once again, I'm called John Steven, former speaker of the division. I want to start by the last question. How to handle the conflicts in urban
planning and revenue collection.
Number one, as the speaker, you are supposed to promote public participation in any government program, whether the program is convincing the community or the program is sometimes it's not welcoming. First step to take, you are supposed to invite the community and the public, and you campaign for the tax increment which government is imposing on people of Kitgum municipality. That is how you educate citizens to know the importance of adding tax and why the government is bringing this thing. Secondly, people don't trust government simply because sometimes government, they are not giving the accountability to people. That's why they are not willing to pay tax, which is the accountability is not, they are not getting. That's why also before you impose tax, like happened in Kitgum municipality last time, before you impose tax on people, first of all you need to carry out the impact assessment. The impact assessment give you the idea of how to come up with that tax. Number one, how people are how the community operating the business. You first assess all the business. You start by the size of the business, and the area of the location of the business also matters, and the population of that business of that area. where the business location is, that also matter before you go to assess somebody on adding tax. For instance, when you are doing business like mobile money in some area where there's in village where there's no any customer, and they're imposing tax 100,000. Sometimes you realize even 1 month you have not covered you got only commission of 50,000 shillings. That one is not realistic. That one sometimes bring confusion, tax in urban setting. Also, before you impose tax, sometime in urban setting like Kidul municipality, first of all, you need to invite the key stakeholders. In Kidul municipality, we have the Kidul Development Forum. We have councillors. We have the technical. We have the LC1, the XC2s, the business community. You invite all these key stakeholders and all the development partners to sit. Then you have a discussion how to come up with this tax so that people of Kidul municipality welcome it in a good way, but not the way the government comes like you just bring anything and you impose on people of Kidul, which is not good. That is according to what I can answer for you.
All right.
Question number 2. Number 1, the question is how to participate in urban
Planning.
Number 1, I begin by first of all, as the speaker, you first need to know your role and your responsibility. Number 2, councillor also need to know their role, duty, and responsibility. First of all, you first need to orientate the honorable councillors so that they know their work, they know what to do.
Did you understand that question well?
I think the first question I gave you about talking about the service delivery, I think you answered that one also, but you combined with the second question too. Of which now, I think, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, the issue of standing order.
Standing order.
That is when the area you are not responding to, and particularly the minister can give a standing order like remove all temporary structures, like the way it has happened in Gulu. So, as a speaker, what are you going to do?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the good question. As the speaker, first of all, you call council meeting. You need to call council meeting emergency on how to let the public know what is going on and what is right at that particular time. That is bring to me the attention of to make the community understand.
Okay.
Not only this and complying with the
Okay. Thank you. All right, so that's the second speaker, and we appreciate him a lot too for his contributions. Now, speaker, you need to be balancing your time well. We go to the third speaker.
Yeah.
Yes, so the third speaker then I think that you conversant with the question, or I need to also elaborate more. So, okay, the first question was like, if elected, what is the single most reform you will introduce to the standing orders? Let me bring back like the standing order. For instance, when they were constructing the Kidgu main market, the project of 2.6 billion, we found some of the members registered actually market vendors. They started Tomato, Akorope, others refused to go. And went to the council, there was a serious debate and war, shadow boxing instead of service delivery. If you now you speaker a matter of that kind, and we are having another business coming in the council of Kidgum, the use of the bus park and streeting, security lights fixation or fixes when it's come to the municipal. It's not where the mayor wanted, like they need to put the security lights around the Kidgum municipality, and others they were like, no, we want the roads to be there fast. So in that scenario, the standing order, the example of the one of Gulu, the standing order came like, we don't need these other kiosks within cities.
Exactly.
But other cities within Uganda refused, like Morto. They did not. The mayor came in, the speaker said, we are not going to do this because our people are suffering, because we have the 70% of the people benefiting from the chaos. Standing order of this kind, what will you do to ensure debates focus on service delivery of the people rather than the political grandstanding? That was the first question. Now the second question, Kidgum municipality has been facing a critical, and you were there, the deputy speaker by then, municipality has been facing transition in urban planning and revenue collections. You find these are maybe the clickstars or the trickstars going there, they make a deal with these other traders. What is collected is not what's reflected in the receipts. During the time of taxation also, they impose tax on the traders without the consultation of the council. And later on, the justice and shadow boxing still started also with the technocrats, the councillors, and the political wing. Now, how will you handle a situation where government policy is technically sound for the town's growth, but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors? Will you lead the council towards the policy of the government or represent the councillors registered? You've been there before. Tell us. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother Lamson, and my fellow aspirants, for getting my senior, the name of Peter Poker. Just a brief one. My name is Chairman Live once again. I've been a deputy speaker of Kidgum municipality, just like my brother has stated. It's my brother Lamson. Pertaining the question that I just asked me here about how to overcome, I can narrate that things that is affecting my people. That is, let me say, an instruction from the central government, from the government, which my local people here, they're not well equated with, or they're not accepting. Me as the speaker of the council, once elected, there's what we call sensitization. I know that the government of this country needs us. We also need we also need the government. Therefore, when such kind of issues arises or comes in my council, my first answer to them is, I would ask them to come down to my and sensitize them. Because when I look around, these people that are in this district of mine, let me say, Kidgum municipality as a whole, they do commit themselves in paying tax to this government. And through the things that they do, it's what makes them to earn a little money, then the tax to the government. Then, as people that do as business, we shouldn't rush a decision on them, but rather first sensitize them. We tell them, me as a local person, I believe that right from the beginning of this town, we had town council, then we came in when Kidgum municipality right now. I believe that we need development to come in this town. And for us to dream big, or for us to make sure that we see city in this town here, other government programs should be implemented here. But then as they are coming, they should not also add us. They should not also do away with our businesses. Because at the end of the day, we as the revenue collectors, or we as business people around here, or as, let me put it there, that the electorate, we do need these people here. Then, as the Speaker of the Council, I will not first of all take in that it's now a decision that has been directed, that please, you go to Kibu municipality, put all the kiosks down. But rather, I will first inform them that, please, my people, it's not about following instruction. Because first of all, as the Speaker of the Council, I would understand them. But what about the layman down, the layman person there? Then there, I would request them, please put up your programs, you go and sensitize my people on the issues or the benefits of the program that you're bringing here to our council. I think that is pertaining your first question. Then the second one was?
The second one I asked you about Kitgum municipality has been facing a critical transition in urban planning and revenue collection. You were also there.
Yes, ma'am.
During the time of the, how will you handle a situation where a government policy is technically sound for the town's growth but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors? Will you lead the council toward the policy or represent the councillors' resistance? We had what happened, the councillors were not involved in the taxes imposed on the traders.
Exactly.
And you had even the drama. You were also there.
Thank
yourself.
you,
If you're also given mandate to go back again to the council of the municipal, what will you do? Will you lead the council towards the policy or represent the councillors' resistance?
Thank you, my brother Lamson. Like one of my colleagues put it in before, that communication is always vital. And as the Speaker of the Council, while given the prerogative, while given the chance to spearhead the Council as the Speaker, on issues such as what you have just put in, I should not just jump in it, just like flies, like I put it before. But rather, when I've been informed, I know that we have different ways of getting revenue down your taxes. First of all, as a layman person in Kibu municipality, we as the revenue collectors, or as people looking that revenue should be collected within this town, we should first identify the sources of our revenue within this town. We have other sources of revenue within this town here that they are still yet untouched. Just like the border riders. These are people that when we touch them, we shall get some revenue from them. And then secondly, also to those that are already working, or those that we already identified them, me as the Speaker of the Council, I will inform my people that please let us tighten the knots of raising revenue so that we get the increases or we get good revenue in our council. It's not about attacking a tenant, but it's about, first of all, making sure that what your tenant is using. Take, for instance, someone is renting your house and the roof is leaking. You will not request that, you will not expect that person to pay for you good amount of money in equivalent to the service that you are giving the person. Then definitely, as the Speaker of the Council, I will tell my people, more so the town clerk, to make sure that this town here has good sources of revenue. If we have tenants that are renting our houses, putting, for instance, those days when they should have the bus park that was there, we should boost on the qualities of the services or the qualities of products that we do give to our people so that they use it, then in return they give us good revenue. Mine will only be that we should work so hard so that whatever thing that my people down here will use should attract their customers so that they earn some amount of money. And then lastly also, we should not just come down here, then we start forcing people to pay or to go or to do what we feel that, being that we are the landlords or being that we are the implementers of these laws here. People should not just come and start running in line with what we are demanding. That is what I can say about that.
All right, thank you. Yes, coming to the last speaker right here, and some people are watching live right here. I appreciate you. I'm seeing somebody called Okelo Francis. Thank you. Greetings to everyone, Karuni and the rest. Big up to Mr. Hammer. I see you there. Somebody called Francis Okelo. I don't know where are you watching from. Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Kitgum right now is fighting for a city status now, moved already from town council to municipal already, and has been gazetted on 60,000 square miles on land. And at the same time, but some of the officials said it's 40,000. That's what we're operating on, and we are fighting to that now. So that one needs a better and proper council when we have the best speaker too. At the same time, we also have like the government policies, we have the government businesses coming in Kitgum, we have the bus park, big project coming, and he's going to enter into this very council. And at the same time, we have one which is now functioning, the Kitgum main market, which is operating now, a business of 2.6 billion. When I mention billion, start putting the vehicle, Anita is cruising around Kampala. Now, if you're elected, because you know, you ask a legislator, what are you going to do? Because what is the single most reform that you introduce to the standing orders? Standing orders, we explained already to you. Standing orders. And we find always the council and so this is the standing order. This is the standing order, leaving the service delivery for the people. Now, what will you introduce to ensure the debates focus on service delivery for the people of Kitgum rather than the political grandstanding? Because you find a minister coming or an MP coming, I have my councillor there, go and do this. So at the end of the day, we have a shadow boxing council, which doesn't bear fruits for the Kitgum municipality as we are fighting for the city status. Then the second question, Kitgum municipality has been first critical, and the Deputy Speaker also testified. Critical transfers in urban planning and revenue collections. All you heard about the revenue collection in Kitgum, and how will you handle a situation where a government policy, they impose something, now this is the government policy from the center, they decentralize it. Now, a situation like this is technically sound for the town's growth, but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors, because you have the council, you don't make decision alone. Will you lead the council towards the policy of the government or represent the council's resistance so that you dance the same music with the councillor, with the technocrats, with the local people who voted for you? Thank you.
Thank you, my brother and my fellow brothers here. According to your first question, as the Speaker of the House, one thing, common reform that I will look at is, I will just frame it in my own word, and I would say it, my people first. If I said my people first, I will look at service delivery. When you talk about some of these standing orders, I know development always come with a lot of things that sometimes demand vacation, demands, you know, breaking in and out, and all the things come in when development is coming. You mentioned that we're looking at city status. Some of the things come with a cost. But then, to me as a speaker, I think I have to strike a balance. If those standing orders come, who are the stakeholders? I think to me, the first thing will be the dialogue with the stakeholders. For example, you said Kitgum main market. By the time it came, very many people were resistant to that. But to me, I would capture it into one thing, that before some of this activity take place, there's what we call compensation. And when you look at compensation, in a very long term, very many people who should have been compensated, they never got that. And that is why sometimes you find resistance when you come to implementations of the standing orders. Now, if the dialogue is done well, to me, I would believe there is where we strike a balance. The very stakeholders, they would understand, why are we doing this? Why are we bringing this at this particular time? And what is the result and the impact to the people? Because look at the market now. I believe Kitgum now is receiving a lot of income or tax that they're getting from the market. But then to some extent, it has cost somebody who could have been earning a living from maybe a kiosk or a locker. But if that person was compensated, was given an opportunity to, benefit of what is coming. This person will not say, no, don't do it. Me, I think the best thing it will be just like, let's look at the people. Because right now, I cannot be a speaker if I don't stand for my people. I must look at the interests of my people, what benefits my people, and I will stand for that. That will not mean I am rubbing away the standing orders. I will really go by the standing orders, but these standing orders must come to a community that is satisfied with what this standing orders is coming to do, with what this activity is coming to do. And the implementation must be a gradual implementation. You made example like they made a decree and they said, we don't want these, these hawkers, these vendors around the street. And I think in very many places, the reason why people resist it, this came like an attack. People are always resistant to change. But then afterward, they will appreciate it. Put, for example, if you said you want to construct a road, if the road would go through Boma here, I believe the proprietors will say, no, it won't go through here. But then if this person is educated well, this person gets to know why is the road must go through here, the person would at least be able to receive it well and absorb it and take it in a positive way. So I will capitalize that in two things, that if I centralize it, something that I will say it, my people first. And then when I say my people first, I will look at the process, the kind of compensation that will come in by that, the rewards that people will get. Because these are all things that in return is going to benefit us, it's going to benefit the generation to come. So that is to me where I will say it, my brother, this is the way to go. And of course, I will also say it, this is something that if the government, the central government is bringing it, I know some of the thing is not just a one-day thing. It has gone through process. And in this process, I believe the people above us has been involved. And once these people are involved, we expect a proper report. We expect, somebody to come and say, okay, this is what has been going on. But then you people must get here and handle it with the local community. I think, to me, if that is done, I think I would have done justice to my people, rather than just looking at the standing order alone, because the standing order must be implemented by us and by the people. People must accept it. Thank you on the first question.
Now the second question, I think gave you already,
Yeah.
about the revenue collections of the kid game. And at time we see the influences of our top politicians now. Even right now, how does it come into? I want Mr. Simon to go, or Stephen to go, or I want Ivan to go. They have their influence, but they want the cake afterward to come back to them. But Kitgum municipality, in terms of urban planning and revenue collection, how will you handle a situation where government policy is technically sound for the town's growth, but deeply unpopular with your fellow councillors? Understand, will you lead the council towards the policy or represent the councillors' resistance?
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Number one, I would say it, for somebody to become resistant to certain thing, that person lack knowledge. That person lack understanding of what is before him or her. Number one, I will not link to the policy. I will first go back and educate my people. Sensitization is something that is key. When you want to go and buy, for example, if you want to go and purchase something, you must get to know what is the quality of what you want. How much does it cost? How does it look? And if this is coming to councillors who literally, I would say they don't understand what is coming, I think the best thing is to go and have an opportunity to educate them. Let them understand that this we are dealing with, if I get to know it well, I think I can appreciate it. Lack of knowledge is literally, actually, I would say it's the dangerous thing ever. And that will make no progress.
By the time we see council sessions are bogged down by personal grievances and political fathers, you see, like you say, I mean, maybe an issue is stable, not the council, but maybe under the influence of a certain MP or a minister there. And you, the speaker, you under pressure, you don't want to pass it, or you want to sit on, but the councillors, the resistance, what are you going to do?
Well, number one, as I made mention in my first question, I said my people first.
But that one is not a standing out about the influence of your political
Okay, because that influence is driven by somebody who have his interest. If now that interest is against the interest and the will of the people that I'm standing for, I think I have to stand my ground and say no, because I cannot play a card that, you know, the person have the key in his hand.
Thank you.
So I would really love to say this must be something that we strike a balance.
Okay.
Now, when people are educated, people understand. People will not resist anything. Policies are always man-made, and people can bend
Your
policy.
time is up. Thank you. Your time is up. Yes, we are going to come back to the rapporteur and our panelists at the same time and voice of the community. Maybe you're going to give them one person, then later you talk what you're going to talk. After then we get back to the community, you call in. But I want you to go chim chan like in gang ke go on chim. Pay lock me put it is kind lock ma kilo door low per kid gum municipality. One mara journey kind of bay, but I tell JAMBO. That's why our slogan when I mean one gang to come. We're real home. We love everyone. Yes, coming back to our rapporteur after Sakamasu break. One question for them.
No,
very tired of typing.
You want to tell us that you
Maybe
just
don't
a few
type.
days, you have changed how you
But
fry
type,
chapatis,
type.
mandazis, and your sambusas, and every customer is flocking on your kadara. We have realized by the way that you have juju. You must show us your juju.
Okay, let me explain. My secret is Azam.
Your chapatis, samosas, mandazis, cookies, cakes are always going to be more delicious when you use Azam wheat flour, pure natural wheat flour, rich in vitamins and minerals, and they have been serving Ugandans for over 25 years. Azam is the quality flour for every recipe. Find Azam wheat flour in all Dukas and supermarkets, at their offices in Bulgaria, Kazinga. For more information, please call +256 200 900 301 or 0702 785251. Azam wheat flour, the product of Bakarasa Grain Milling Uganda Limited. Azam wheat flour, Africa's #1 choice.
Erita, you are also here. Yes, I can. With my mom. To be immunized.
Antivirus here. Antivirus.
To the nearest health facility or outreach post for integrated child health day services to receive free
We are in for
immunization,
such commercial break.
vitamin
Thank
A
you.
supplementation,
We'll come
and
back.
immune tablets. Girls aged 10 years old will also
Come on,
receive
got it
the
all.
HPV vaccine to protect them against cancer of the cervix, and all girls who missed their second HPV vaccines are encouraged to get it during this period. Girls and women aged 15 to 49 years will be immunized against tetanus and diphtheria. All vaccines used during immunization are safe, effective, and free. Integrated Child Health Days. A healthy child, a happy family. Mwaka ke mwaka dwe mangwen ke dwe mapa gankal maneno lo kom yoro kom ilo Uganda ka chel kilo mi kony mapapa ke mi yat magwera ite yume integrated child health day piman idwe mangwen man de chaka ni bachen me ukere ni biara tek yuman tiga timme ikit kum poto kan lui kare man uri yeri tuchu ke kama dano gora yelo man bipir kam yo kony me yoro kom chalo agwera ma jwi biro kare ke kare bonu tier ma mwaka pe o beach agwera ma HPV bonu tier ma mwaka pa agwera ma tetanus ki diphtheria bod mon duju ma gitiki ker me nywa ni chaka mwaka para beach yo kere mwaka piera ngwen via beach agwera ma tuo hepatitis B bonu tier ma kutke nywa le ganywa kir me kan yana biro ke kan A kiyat kwiti ki kony mukene machalo choka wana me apima pitu me awana piyo bakaki no yat benetie me no me nono ki kony mukene mapoleta kony man bin no nge uri yiri dutu me ket kum kan meri ki dur pale daktari magi bi wora ikin gang linyual lu ponye ka chil kilo gwak lutino o legu me kilo lutino wa kunung yat me gwera man
Umira wa weki me gwera rong dano. Umira wa wega gwera bit pidano bicho. Wa brok down ki kom tuma gwera na tie. Pingit mukena mapol. Go chimi na mama pe chulu pire. Ijera bo jero jero. Ari jero jero. Habichel jero jero. Nini ya gwera lar kwa.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm at my business, enjoying success.
A logo address, inano progress.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission. Internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
Jambo kachil ki MTN. Duan wapit joke.
We are what? Unstoppable.
MTNT telocha dole Uganda Communications Commission. Chak kin mo manyen, kin mo magoyo pong, kin mo mapanyero yele kinoi, la kero fuo ki lime, dak tie ki kuba me mat. Chila da pong ki jemi magbesho, mite tie mi achel, iko mi achel, dak pe ki koi e, tem nong moche, winite kare ki kare, mat inge mato, kup inge kupo, pien po belu lako galuwang. Why now me no
Negative attitude.
Jackie Kill Maku, ever best malt pineapple, Mamma Yaku Data, 10 made Halime, Matiki flavor me malt, Meta Tea Mia Kumia, Talk Miki Koye, Tieno Matoka, what is market Machapu, ever best malt, Quecho, Opecho, Man Noi, ever best malt, to Pepsi Cola Uganda, Ayayobo.
The hepatitis B. There are many people who are and yet the hepatitis B is there. And this thing is dangerous. It kills.
Kimomo, di sta chira kichira big ash, nyuti kimomo up, wele chul, itel lim, ikir chente lokonya, kaitin jami mapol. MTN Momo, bango timba le Uganda, yengi ukoti gi.
Gaga every day with MTN. Hit *100*0# or use the My MTN app to load your favorite Gaga data bundle. Together, we're unstoppable. MTN. Terms and conditions apply. MTN Uganda is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Thanks for being back from the short commercial break, and great appreciation to the CEO for Hemisman Company Limited, providing us with the writing materials right here, and Bomo Hotel for the breakfast. We appreciate at least we are very healthy, heavy right now too. Now getting back in the absence of the mayor, because No is listening, and we want the best for Kitgum municipality, and the council should also be good, because we need a partner in development, not just like a moderator like me, Lamson here. But we need a partner in development to develop Kitgum. Now coming back to our rapporteur and the voice of the community as granted by Ladit Kawawa, and of course as our panelists, one question for them, then maybe you have your lamentations, then we get back to the community. Thank you, Mr. Peter, you're welcome.
Yeah, apoy ritual. I think it pays a chair. Machalo get real. Na machelo ye. Machalo speaker. Ka I community magwa kichalo nula. Udu ma community kino kara. Community kino kara karea. Itimini. Kenya Mario. Kadong uru making matter in speaker the ruling resolution do katio. Where you make no time itimungo. 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 Atang Penario in
Chako.
Venom Chalakar trial.
Yeah, Chako Dakia Chako the first speaker.
Ni
No question Mario, no question Mario pick up. Get the microphone.
Let me get the microphone. Benjamin Mario wasn't he? Card Unbury meeting, the council meeting dong in the ruling resolution dong katio. Itimunga work resolution any he implemented.
Okay, Honorable Emmanuel. Give you 2 minutes.
Chair, made a work watch to trial, both panelists that did Mr. Opika Opoka, here La Pen, Naini Pen. Check committee reports. Our committee look at it with different views. A report ma gen gunyam ke art. Maybe one common committee who may report after committee members who rejecting on every Yanaka Gen Ginyamo. I only may tell you committee and only fair good discussing look mapier into details. May I tell no good discussing at no more one come take a taking his view. As the speaker, a nano look in the magnitude tika go kwene kerone tika go kwene kalok mapiere tek maro kwa padano ti umira ongare wadwak chen we should refer back the committee to go and do more detailed assessment on the same information so that they come with the same recommendation to the council. Resolutions implementation to take place. May I tell council category resolution. Resolution council category, it needs guidance from the technical staffs. For our case, our technical officer in our council is the town clerk. And the town clerk in the local government act have 139, the new version, section 65, when the town clerk advising council from time to time for lawful formations of resolutions. Resolution mati lawful implementation per yellow technical staffs.
Amedi Dakia.
Macharo speaker umira uluko resolution ma kimogo a council through the town clerk and the executive who sits through his worship the mayor and the executive who sits in office every day from working hours and working days. So that they should all town clerk accountable for implementation of lawful resolution.
Second speaker, the pen opinion.
Presenter and asthmatic senior for the payment of a chain and any committee report with the Atma Uba Yobare in my speaker. Now, chain the report American now or council meeting. In my speaker, me baking a guiding, then black or guiding. Report enemy internal speaker, me baking wisdom. Now, chain, you were all Jomagitica look at report and you go by any. You might make it at your time money, come you are presenting, not in council. Okay, me and Chow about it. You might remember Dr. Aquarian, the same report. You have a gamble and presenting, he cancel the Chow. We have to win view Gary Wayne. See me a cardboard honorable councillors. Maybe a time come lock any. Me, John lock what Johnny can peg John. Jadi honorable councillors go ni ki jol lo ka jeni ci ki ñwa te lo ka ni report ni be digu report ba council de chawa yoni council de do bi mo jalo pedong committee do don go ke mara ci don council be ko ni committee ni ci ara ni be na ka councillors be go na ni report la jeni ci to wiki ne ti ara ta di ko pa ni Kalau dua kan ya ben ni kalau dah ni apa dah ya. Yang biu ni peti akon. Kan, nak buat peti akon kan. Multi kerja mati.
Mami dah kaya kecil. Yes. Order.
Ini beti kerja mana. Orang vakansi dah orang lain. Ya, mana Mario. Cuma ini kan resolution do karo ini macam speaker di meeting ini macam speaker ni following up kalau macam ada following up yang kita macam speaker ini ramu di klak tu kan sih ni following up ini tipe speaker ini yang speaker is a politician kayak tiga cara baru di directly cuma kan ini conflict mana ramu bertiada di klak tu kan sih macam dia talk and no you and get and I following up you don't office of the mayor tell executive yana get following up now ka gimon tina in do all I can see down there for
Point my tap, but don't go child, Ben. What do the third speaker, the penny or the talk, no, okay, take Pagare. Yeah. Okay, I'm telling you.
Thank you, our elder. Kila point my kid, the point my children local conflict management among committees. Angin mo dog may ken makarni committee no dog ma
Committee Mike Chokba.
angin dog may ken makarni committee no dog ma committee members go finding. But at one point chok kan dog ka be committee may no ni mo obero kaya independent bodies ko kan magarwa ko wegi ken committees makamega. First of all, tell speaker I don't sit in that committee. We are no chok kan no kan lokla nyaka kuno no an parang obero ki clean information mo obero kenyo ni. But ken na no no obina di wa ma no Yeo ma di pera kendana mo bere kumira chani an pera kaja speaker abeti mo gario ma che I'll request the town clerk tell the technical guidance but the being ni mo anta speaker pa debating the other abe lego town clerk me guiding one malo baki ngoma no kari committee we have tien down pe ganyen kerni ma parti on bere I will form an independent committee ki kendana mati yani we are get then they dig it down I mean, kita digging deep. Malo baki ngoma gibe ka nyara community chani. We are tension tiye. Mo gari yo mata wana ta speaker amuti mone. Forming an independent committee from that committee mo ma chen kiro mario lego town clerk mi ko nywa mi guiding wa iko ngomo kati ki committee yone. Kido mario local solution me kan mo kati council. At the speaker wa tie luluba. Gimo kan mo kati ki from like you make a look at the anti speaker should make sure anymore are following up where our resolution team picket and lock morning or more these things should not be done in the interest of himself, but tell speaker will follow up. Kido Mario can no team know that is a very green light for me, meaning my council is going on. But definitely you generally I will go for follow up for matter to both different stakeholders. Mano whatever committee report on karaki board game for you.
Let's speak me get for you.
Yeah, up for it, Tamo, Penma, Elder Penyo, Timabe. Look me conflict resolution. Kibora, Ananone, Oberugina Pierta. Machel speaker, in the chiller we ought. Polkare. Wachi kamadano makara rio tiye tambi pepero marom ento no umir wanen dissent amelo ketika kwene ka ana team assessment na mega wa ano tingo the committee report will be no makidano pokeo na machie atamo ni ginabe mumir ana team my personal assessment on the committee report ni ginake kelo ni will it strike a balance somewhere? Maro mio ginna wano tika lock pirani. Per bichu kiani no mir pangatumoni. Tie tagatemo. Eno ne bikonya anti-trial mena ni gin enni uno umir kichun kamakete ti wero mo tam be beru yot ana bi mo tam nyo mena ni kiribu kindaro enni kiti lock ne one more tieni ba tawatika nano gimna biro ka benefiting and machala an individual nyo one machalo the small group ma dano mi chuage dano mi gengi pigi and to ka give enni tika tier in a community wala mo nano neni kawa kwa impact kama robert negative to one nyo kawa ye impact kama very positive to one. That is where kama atamoni joni ario enni give very care very time abene kama no ni karmo kan telene dit atamoni umiero abet care machal speaker memio a room for second opportunity but down the they think we can bring it back on board look my implementation can resolution moke can kagmo the committee attached to that menu number 1 Manyurni committee money ni kwa liwa report. Kawano ye ni gin enumerate team. Committee liwa report ni implementation ni time. Kao time mabe. Kapo time ngoma wa report time. Now those are the people they will be the first people to report in the council. And where oka anamoko tam ni gin eni uno time report time mabe. Mecha odong tia robot a technical person mechalo the town clerk. No angeni committee developing and their work magicher getimo ginoni days era o ginoni ginomano time and potime ketameta kweneni inero bereka self interest here tiwa in very care to follow up and of course follow up till locally itu and the line offices pay you machalo speaker you get out and run around to do some of the things. That is also become conflicts of interest. But otherwise, if you work with the line offices or the line chairpersons, heading committee, I think the work will be more professional and
all right. Yes, there's a panelist, Ladia Topeka. Now, do you see any potential in join the Machala Kin Gang by the corner now? Keroti bot John, Kibota no getting better. We are now. Kibotin Kor Machala Kin Gang, Kidon Machala panelist. No, me now he come join me, Kidon Mom, and what today. And what do you expect the council of Kiddo to be?
This is electoral college. One don't care what they care what we are speaker room, article John when. So this is electoral college. Any matter what time man come care with the yeah, see where I done in New Town. Number 10 any would any wank year from either ward or your constituency my argue. So you have a role to represent your constituency first.
Yeah.
Then eventually we are no speakership. And so now we are opinion what any as gracious. He already it is because you are representing them. Then look at it, look, we're discussing key council, Umiero, it was gang. That be up here the conduct here, Conwa. William Maggie Keruni, Lomo Aria Mon Marine Ayen, Kaka Aki Paris, the Mary Tujilan. So, first, let us not talk so much about welfare. Ideally, you are supposed to represent people for free. But now, don't give me the money. It works though. Kakamana will take a lawyer, doctor, down because councillors, they don't doctor, down. After election, meeting, mama don't give meeting, get down per. You begin busting me how honorable long you can. How many times Madu you got choke? Ma kill you make campaign. We don't kid. Municipal can karma look metaso bino. Ma down don't go out amateur municipal. Council not representing any better when you. So first begin with that representation of your people. Number two, our opinion, ka community kino kiero karel. But you look at it, there's conflict. Tam mapeyo yeti ga bira rio, idun mapara rio. Atiel is minority, Atiel is majority. Now, so first you receive the majority report. Then you allow the minority report to be presented. PM Tamabenjamin Aki ye. They committed me recommendation here. Resolution though, council passing. Even from the minority, you know, recommendation mabejo. Maramu konyo council kika a good resolution. And this is something that is missing in our councils. We are working with the council. Sometimes unani igin manyan. But yeah, missing pian, there is a lot of influence, interference. So miri in speaker mater, my name bene. Pian ngaro mo kirulokba. Nupo dama ya pela poya. Dama we team a bear mara kikin gami kuno. So loko killing can you more. Rabu kati resolution on it. Strengthening your resolution beyond a bear. Local taxation, I want to you can. The main thing that was, I think he tried to answer, but he has put it in a different context. And it was the environmental assessment. No. Every year, municipal has to do tax assessment. Last year, municipal did not do tax assessment. They just came with tax, which I mean, brought down. That was the problem. So, as a speaker, my report, but BOKK finance, did you do tax assessment? That should be very key. We're talking about Piamba, Kakombe di Boma Hotel. In Warani, Guamno Timabe. If it may not be the same. So you have to come and assess. You are forgetting running on. A Ministry of Finance, minimum and maximum tax. So, business in pay, you give what? You give minimum. Business you give what? Maybe medium or maximum. But the best is also to widen the tax base. Kanu cha duong, where kaka jugo muchoro dago duong. Ini na kumuri, kati mobile money, kimi 0.5%. How many people do mobile money? Over 6 million. So, can you jogo 0.5%? You get a lot of money. That is how tax per down world. Two things. Why the tax base? All these plans for finance. What are their plans? Why they the tax base? Where ukondano kada oto dana tora development is cut down take a no kwa you energy why in development. So that is one area. The other area is open money can borrow. Away ni kagi timo resolution. Nga made timo. And to me, all of you have not answered it. The first thing, kadongi getting resolution, get your minas. You actually, as a speaker, a clerk to council, look at it in minas. And then you do what we call minutes extract. The minutes extract, any directing that line department you are talking about, any directing, and now you're taking action. You, the speaker, as the custodian of council, you think a directing resolution, ma council, umorone, umiero, in mighty responsible. Also, our council, minute extract, pay timo. Kapay timo, the talk like I don't know advice before a ling or more, could or more. Kag gina pe mier timo ne dong pe timo. Kag gina en mier timo ne muno ne mier timo ne timo. Quoting very minutes because you are not directed. So most of our speakers don't do what? They don't extract minutes. Minutes extract is a directive by the speaker's office for implementation of lawful resolutions. When it is lawful, they cannot be implemented unless you do the minutes extra. Then, all of you have not talked about public health in this town. I wonder how. The development of the town, is because of public health. Because you don't have good public health. The development is because of public health. You see how it is. You see how it is. Garbage is the order of that market. If you want this municipal to develop, the issue of public health should be number one. One more better office, garbage, ticket town can management. And the tax more choni, Paulani, Umiero, garbage management should be number one in the agenda. And there are other places that you did not talk about where there are controversies. Bomagron, for example. There's a huge controversy there. How are you going to manage? Some people want it to be child auction, child trade show. And yet, FUFA ultima proving they don't remember international players. That is an achievement for Kitgum. That is a development for Kitgum. How much business would they make Kitgum? How much tax did we get here? And you saw the suckers that has happened recently with the actually super droppings. So, and then the issue of clicks. There's no clicks. Don't even encourage clicks. In council, there's no clicking. Especially kind of Uru meeting, there's no clicking. And that is my speaker. Talk about capacity building. Capacity building. Capacity building is a very generic word. What kind of capacity building? You don't know what is capacity building. So, we are specifying. Huh? Capacity building, man. I would think the first capacity building, area training councillors on their roles, training councillors on their roles, and council administration, kita jemi team and council, which is missing. Young can't young walk. Mano dogma maben ke penye niema maben ke speaker mo kan speaker mo ya very district, and we asked him, he did not know what was the year gire board and commission ni a equality come no ye kui maduo ma public service gina district service. You know, quick come down for Kwan, Yama public district services. We kuno. So, at our we and a for the trial.
Before you attack Matara in video, we'll bring you keep on the date, pick come on the hotel like in Gang in Martin, Charlie Bravo tour, of course, capacity in the date to plan. Yes, at least Timney, Kembawan, what you query. Jambo Parliament for the name download the team of Bay, 1 million name. Muniso Omega, a city status kind of Tio over Caromegi, Belma Bay, regime pa Emmanuel, your pa Stephen, when your pa Simon, when your pa Michael, and a city status on the year. Very you are didn't need to record Benny, Pierre Tap, no, me at Madame. Yes, Sabemi, your cardinal botin, Matikanya go chim, and then only bit spot on. Watch out him say, Pido Kirian Juma. Read Pido foil. Foil.
Okay, now again when speaker monitor Tumara Karungi Bahayo Tapi Apple King Bamakonya one of Capitone and me were was it is upon the council, get them a look council. If Jenny go ye, Kim John. All alone in click here, the Muguno of Give me a name of the speaker. So it is not upon that one more going to know why any area of the year and the year, Bama, Petitwa. Apa yang dia mesti mata dia ngerti lekimno dia war bana dia bene no dia ba kita na winyo bana no wa dan kita meta pandong macam bana udo ana tangwa anya apa
Yes, so very Carmen Kubeka Cherpere and confirming to Jambo Parliament ni and the town of Megine and me Lama Bear Borge and go Cherani Mon Speaker Machon me Pandung Division and Carmachano Councillor and no community race and ni no gen Tia Beach Chiando Cherchu Chair ni mio yo Mabe Bor Megine like very nego chimbera winky botin in ought to be a Pierapong we are tep Pierapong we are Bero we are when chim me am Tiano botin not to Bero a Bero Pierre Bungan we are tep Pierre Bungan we are Bero we are Bungan I did to kill Francis for your tongue and think of following my baby but I caught David KTV before you yes for my tap my dark Java promotions for house then Ben Ataro states and speakers will make Bravo Billy Katika Kanda Deep Michael appreciate everyone in the building but now our worries like other councillors who are out there who are always easily compromised and my worst problem is going to be with these district councillors not even Morisco, but the district councillors, we are having political influences of which the chairman is going to suffer a lot if they're not very careful, because they are going to send somebody who are not active or proactive and who will not represent the voice of the community, but will represent the voice of a certain individuals. Hello, Jambo FM. Foi bangna. Foi.
Amera po tu mekeno tika makeni kenyo. Mangala kenyo. Ata amene tika
When you kli? Pajato. Okay, mede. Jumbo FM, hello. Hello? Hello? Jumbo FM, hello? And natural network make it Marach, Lingo, Teddy Young, and the Chow to Marach, for our read trial, no double Kenalan Chim. Hello, Jumbo FM. Hello? Anim Latch?
Yes, I did Lamson.
For your name Latch, me, the Karatin. For
you Jambo to trial of things, you are and I'm not to be better from you, my better, make it. Near war, body myself.
Nah, what's your luck?
I think I better win the whole car, Kampala, sharing in Paladillo.
Beltran.
I did one of the participants. Now, who you look for making a way. Next year, nearly it will go. When it came in carrying on one Mangara cherry, yeah, maybe my child speak America. I never don't see about councillors. My general demanded yeah. It came in when you're a better. And I'm not taking capacity more about. Given a ticket menu, let's get down on my full character. I knew Capella Mutica Zero Mamma on Nana or my bear. And I again look at what from Ghana Shallow and Camera Moving and
yeah, one premier on the team.
There's argument here. After I've weighing the dog, a bed or doctor, now we will look at a neural kid boom, ticket boom. I'm not a boy, look kid boom in Belron. Maybe the two one my beard may eat, but I have a bed and a bonical mare, Yara, and no. You don't call it a sticker, and no kid don't get them up, kid boom, give it a year, tell them a pair. Who will be able to get a home at I'm not your car, one at Jaha. You better let more give it a swing. Something to avoid that.
Foil. And for your killer more gachane because the more tiltel kid gum, dry am a bear there. But take villages around here when we are Derry Kid Gum municipality and Paris's Power chill. Yes, Damo Caneline Chim, Winky Botin Berelo, Java FM, I love Migi, your pen, don't power me at least your submission is going to be important. Be attack mother. In my TV before you tell Motica Carabene keyboard la date Manuel Steele, right from Canada. We appreciate you a lot, Manuel from Canada. Kidong Dama Paul, Pedro and you tell a chill, do you know Java FM?
Hello?
For Banga.
Hello?
Or for you, what you win him a bear.
Yes, I saw the one Lamson.
Manga. And you never chimmo, you look by Chamo Payot. Now, Caneline Chim, go Chim or Winky Botin, you not to be a beer, or Pierre when we are tap, Pierre when we are beer, when a low Jumbo fan. Hello, Jumbo fan. Okay, Orion, no Panamexes of Canada Matier. Yes, Mira 4, Jomati, Kanyanya Tony, Ati 1 war, Mota, Jomati, Kenyan Duchu, Anto, Mirimilim, and Yekoni, Donny, Twin Councillors, Megba, Warope, no, Latella, Babe, Lego, Damo Candy, Mirigitilla Mal, Bubet Bo, yeah, Councillors, Kidong, Walegoni, Ladit Mare, or Bet Kiwang, my beard bene. Me yeah executive na mege work the mentor bed my bear work with bed council my bear work teach per speaker bed my bear. Thank you. I think I'm Molly from town. Greetings to everyone in the studio. I appreciate all of them for their submissions. They are all great speakers. We wish them. One of them should lead Kitgum to success. Thank you. What did I know? Somebody can be innocent key Panduang division. I'm not hearing any of our representative there. Why? And keep on in when you create a petition lock don't go any more. I forget more. I anyway to tell me kid go. Petition lock in no corner. Panduang corner bit king or give but wang don't to tell me kid go. While I go to tell my bear. And that can't do my knock to with me on it on. He gone a can. That young Marama Bija Bija what way away, goes over don't go train some 19 minutes, so balancing my bed. In fact, that young when Botuno calculating my bed. Look me political interference, team attack. Wakeregi district, my battle teach Marachi no tell let him a become better. Kind made of interference only, and lock me standing orders in it. Try a beautiful model. Yin speak only Junga, Munga Mongori Chimba, young Panera come, Tim Kirno, what in it. You can tell the message. Team Kirwa Nimwajani, Chalgino Karanim. Tino Yintiga Neko down wing. But Gina Chen Managa and a Maro, he bought to love me patriotism. Maro, low me, Maro, Chalo Kid go. Who will welcome Mara and attack. The other tell Kid go down my back. I be looking in any Muri, young bishop or Chalawatani. Kerry Kerl Pare Muri, Chung, Yadani, Kepatiquere. So didn't my culture speakers. Look, money, political interference. When we are in the Ninkaro 12 check, you kid go check, can be a gift. Can I watch out with the first speaker? You look banana polo winning.
More con, Doc of Forge, but down Diju, Mobile Kawiniwa, Kima Gubeka and White TV. May chill, Amiro Chakoki, Doc of Forge board, La Deep Pido, Ki Oriang, and Ubeka Winiwa. Amiro 4 into 12, La Deep Baba Pido, a Quanyukar Nime Winu, Lock Metella. Ma wabicheri
Kai chwe loke to Neo Benaway down Winu.
An Nia Kiluni or Rema Emmanuel Lugan ye don't get a bed namachel that Bene Icheng and when many one do jerk swearing in nearly don't look by Cher Morgan namachel mo chakatini Morgan and when you come. Mira do a forge bot Pajuto keep at the east. Amir bena 4 nyim large keep at the town council. In the Danuma Mar Lock Medon or Matek 12. Amir bena 4 Jomokobe online. Down Charlie Manuel from Canada, Ataro, Tabo from UK, Molly Kiki Gumtown, Innocent from Pandung Division, Down Duju, Maunu Berka Winiwa, one Maru to 12, Tapoyo, Tam Maunu one Machado, one Lutera. You take Bodwa, Pianka Unpo Lobo, Gilma one logo, no Gilma Unu Winu one to you. No, Bebergin, Mabe, man, you're near Dal, what no ticket one. My dog, il a pen, my penny. A year, a dog, one nano, Matella, one lock, make it gum. Look, Matella, take a ballet. He look, make good fathers and good mothers. Tia Kilo, a poka, my pole, he look, Matella. Taylor, Ubil Guane, Ubil Mine, Mauno, Kaikom look, da, Kit Managanen, Panelist, Wawaju. Uno to toile, chol mama, no mere bit here. And to twin my right, ma, Lutera wama don, pull a car, get together. And ye kilo tele, madon, ikin, Lutera ma ping. Walk picker, ma walk in pay credit, they damn near enemy. Chana Tamoni, uno bida gonya, bida terra, kaum, ubi mini and kare, ni ana bed speaker, ana be nearly. Look, me good father and good mothers were joy kikitum municipality, and municipality ma make what enemy. One mamirni, the more big more very enemy. What do which are on status me city? Amiro a 4 Benelotera Mako you the Yapote municipal ma make what enemy. Who do you matek? And Kitgum municipality, combating poor some of the proposed city in this country, Uganda. Even though the municipality one is better than some of the proposed cities. Chidong wa mirne ki kerwu luak mauti ping uchum ki wan umine tam kama pore were wan wachiro wa ilu level me Kitgum ucheri his status make his status make cities
Dong da kya chen.
lega na dong tieni don logo mo ke ken woro ki jami ma rajo wa ki ma bejo ne wa jole wa tiu kede ma rajo ne wa neno kip me overcoming je ma rajo wega wa turna je ma bejo bien kidong ma pier teke ma tit loyo ene yo mira wa nen kip me ilo kero palo chat win ma megwa one of we protecting the indigenous of it municipality in municipality of a metropolitan area ma ngat mo ke ramo are from any walks of life, from any of country, any of this continent, binu timo business in Kivu municipality. Our merni municipality wa bet kia poka me kara dini kidel kom. And amira git loka kidwa ko fojbot un duju ma winiwa radio pinema tin a lego ne mete kimi tam dak bana lego ba ma to twan o mini wan kum malo ne prepare wet ye wa ni ma share ni utum ma be ana pul
For the time tell us go to speaker the same thing lucky kidong otigi fathers ma partner da makare chair ku yate kansi jim kar ko mi weno lakka kansi da zon pe ye do ni matwan mugo cha mugo wangeni chando be cha bon me twin me po no jackpot te ga do ni chimi messages million piario nya pa wa gino kare chino ibara lo me kansi lo wa win check me bodano
For moderator Lamson UG OB Kiguma High School.
yes
Warga.
For
One wa pick up poka mati studio bodo ka Jambo. Meta chaki for management me Jambo FM me jora watien atwa win dwan wa. Amer be for mege na magi tika chu. Mai tika bino. Mera for go chimi kina video ke oriam juma. Pajo to ki padibe. Pade why ne mero mege nani mai arkanyi. Bu bwana go wek bora. Kai win lo ka piru mabe ki payo to ki pade ne mero unu bwana wek bora ki lo ka mero twal jalo gena pierde komanda po piru bi mi tamate ada nin la ti padibe mo fo ben tamai ki ti jo mati ka following ti wa ada kwa ni di wen
yes
mer na ne kwa ki na pen mo ni pen ne na tem da ye na kira mo why ka chen mo be ram dan ya ka speaker na wa chen speaker mer be ngat man integrity ne pe ki to ka ta mer be dar ma pe ki wilo charan jarin speaker ki wilo ti par be ti ni sport ikena par na jomo be par jomo bo le ba kui ba be par service delivery po be over down in time. No interference, man. You cannot teach people to shanty matter. Service delivery people. You can speaker. Mere bed pay lock. Da Mario speakers lock me caucus. In speakers pay me the caucus. Councillors grow be caucus. Kid Mike and then in speaker pay taking part in caucus. That be the caucus the ibi dugula main mo di orman darwan tignar mi in speaker piano bi chapa piano jomo gi jomo gini go bolok tie in speaker to makare jonu go very caucus go kero log in be independent at least we all mean wisdom on me judgment ka taking part the caucus ka ngamo chair council no bere ngai tika na wa speaker in man na kon ke to banake o wi be pedem te tam ke mo no be the caucus penye mo do meeting see speaker mero po beri koka mono na chie ikena bere speaker mero tote mate ada dani araba councillors baki council ma megi ma intika dor external pressure ma aki wo pe we bet ka doni council ma megi jalo municipal lo ma aki wo kona nga na ne we godfather god mother pero we lock like municipal in speaker pe mi ye lock the council running ma be jami o bod wa ping
Where the chair
transparency and I don't give no peer that law kain speaker ma pe tiu kada ma sometimes no go kimini gi mo pe ye ke la ti si kenyo bi ke lo pa ka ma dien tong lo dong lo ka me na ma gete meta for down be ka wi ro di wa meta be na for me gina ni no bi no the bol qui wa tie dar piero wa pero no me ti kine ba nge ni kiti ka wi ro di qui no wa chere ye ni wan wa ti ma bi ji wan wa ti e to kare wa ti joma nyien ni mi ko bet pin kan neno pen ba dano ne nyer ma ke lo ni captain sa ma ba le pe ki pa ke o ti mo ngo track record de wa ni ngo pen ema en ngara be di central track record ko de wa ni ngo personality ne wa ni ngo wa ma ya we dar ki nga ki ni we mi re ni be ki consider ni ina ma ra ki na lu bol pi o me ko be kan ne ko be cha ka wa de che ri ye wa mo wa ti ma be pa ti ka ngo ko mi nga to mo ana town ne fo
Foi ma tap bada yes a beautiful the deep Michael Ivan honorable foi ma tap bada wada ga cheren checking about dan kidong bene wangi ko bene politics la lock mir pa dan dong coba ngi yer gen chake wa ko executive gidong tiu mir pa an individuals mukerne not dong mir pa council not mir pa community we am kanero kid gum performance me ranking me wa ko karo kid gum bene now Pierre Bor we are better
Kidgum municipal be now Pierre Bor we are born.
we are Pierre Bor
Kidgum district be now Pierre we are born.
aha ranking and gulu be namario ki Uganda because
Kidgum municipal use me about 17 million billion
but la did Michael performance problem ma be and could lock money ni tiu miri pa individuals yes biti man ning ti dong wa tuyo be na ki chik go down da kyang man
Before I did Lamson, ki our elder in politics did not pick a poker or we have to will ki megi na mati or kain mera kwan kar mami fo un weng ma kwan ka rumu ni were diu ka cher ki jomo be ka na wa yang pa mo an ki nyeo cha mai ko live an tieni biona kan obiona ka war ko megi na ka cher ki wunyo fon ki bod jo yang ko ru ki cher mera diro pick a poker mera kwan ni kama na nga cher go chim cho wa je ni mo o biona ka wunyo fon cha mera fo ngan mo go chim pa ma ko nye ki dong be kimo na ro mera Steven wa jo kere ni ki mi bora gumi mera fo la dir pido wa lo chen por ga wai ni mo gi mara diro neo atin ga chungo ga gor kano pinero wai ni mo kit padano dano ki juli tela cha ngeo ni mo kirna la wunyo be ga nyore kere abe di pido speaker mi kit municipality kendo ke ni mo ati ga ni municipality be ga julla ci won mo da bieno megina afo mo mata municipality but ikit padana ngeo cha kana be ne penyo wini mo a cha ko ni chen kir mo cha ko ken ni bara ngi di ko ma yaro ba be gamo la gamma megu ci be kero kamu beriye mi dok ikum la gampo mera Lamson mera me waj bor ni mo lo ma lo ni mo godfathers ñu joma lo ni godfathers ñu godmothers ni gine ni pin wacce keten lo ga chen tut pa jaw ba ngana chira chen kan yi ngana chen ma jabanu tuj itamo ni mo dong ichat jomo kenne on the essence of chamu gama megi were ibed mabe wan muti kene we ngom yer chen to way mu gok pe kene chen na check lo maka megwa
go ga kalo chante
yes go ga kalo chen dan pe kalo chen na anem la diro pick up poka loko mo pe ta kan full loko mu garbage collection angeni wan muti kene chen wan ti uti maka megwa dong chano being the speakers of this town from different division power municipal kama bere yene o mayor Steven wajani mo wan ti uti the bol kui le war ma de penkeni because an bati la bol kui ba the bol kui le war ma de penkeni ana be lego ni mo da dir ruba no bien lo ki come po la wa ma kan i lo pa speakership race ni wa yo ya bui wa da ko tunwa wa wo man to it mo ti ngi chani ngaro mo kan mo charo kan sin wa ko no chenne good fathers en pia ki bot do tela ki kan wa tego no kat sin kan biya wa good fathers e no tego no gas mo ne ro ma ki speaker do ala ngi o na le lo mo me ga wa je ni mo What a law, local welfare of councillors. But to some extent, some of us don't look at that anymore, mere welfare of councillors. We look on the welfare of a councillor. And councillor no younger, no one speaker. She a mere coin car man before down on Uber when you what? Locomotive and any more, a law of a one, a chicken look Macamegua. Catch a gig of Locomega. A mere four, a did mayor. Machon, the dear Jara, the dear choir chair, Jara, Kachirki, the man of Mamedi. Come out on the chan, and you will tech teach. Mon Carol, you have boosting term Megwani, which had to see the status, Kerawan Lego Kerani. But one joke can more be a gaman of Manian, or Jar, Richard Char, get required by that. A Lego one wing ni more, come on the world war, Quanaki Yeni, Okumuniki. Locomotive and now dog gate cemetery more, but anymore. We were once like you, and we shall once be like us. Young one who be a council, no one will more the council from the Chani. That didn't matter anymore, Kakana be wrong, Chow can move the Chow one. Chow give local for the deep speaker me Pandung division, Umara Macaco, Kimananan, Kiwaka, Iberican, Taramati of Kantiame. Ento, the Tamaka make it Chow can no Tamaka me your body, where you was anymore, in can never on the wall. Child 11 more Tamachi, my better candy. Roll a tweet mummy, Twinioni. Only about joke and for my tech,
a bit about the Simon speaker me a kick in Pinatin and yes, I keep going good our champion, but did my dog, central pool, my own dong, your mom and not being the channel you corner down. We'll coin down low my tech. Yes, me because any political influences, my God's father, God's mother, moving out of my heart to the cool mother printing posters, me and the more team, what teaming or me champion more. Yes, in down by the chair speaker, the team go, check about that.
First, to the matter,
and check in a bit of record, deal my co team of mess. No one to content video, Gary, but 12 no woman.
My chat or hot, Kachel Kumegin and Mathieu, K. Elda Mamekwa, Atamo. Lokene lokapia tek pega dana magwa dana la chen ni kiloni karuni Simon Okot a chicken team adekene atamo na machela wachi anatuoncho kitien lokene adoni kin joma karmukene kibero is sitting in local government but in a lower sitting ineo karmukene kagichoy dana gankwan tilu mukene pega kwan nasari yo pege kwan P1 ka o la fonyu menyo wie no ni la tine raw chere P3 ni P4 che taw ni an papo ki ngat ma chaleni we ko karma team mamega nyo constituency mamega matiri mana ke ye I karma kana nyutte presenting myself ne anamir binitera atamo ni kai wor kama do bol queen ati ye a better polling station a beach and petit kamo manen chalo opponent na mo go ana ye nyora ne arombe kin jone enne da arombe ne out shooting pienne atiki karo enne mabe lokum godfather your godmothers atamo mera lokenne ikelo kitien lok en ma wante lokke tiana tika wene campaign menen ni speaker mo de macherne Uberu miri panga tumoni, nyopa jomoni. Yada, in kit, Mawateta is very professional. Entro kauno, niki doki chao, and acting some of these things. Chibinoni, when you are now done, speaker, Pomio no bet ngat manuane. Ikit, make genumo kikane, mo tam, miri, manopo bichar beru miri palwak. Anamero wa borine, Kalo Bulki, ma mekwa, ma ere councillors ma yer gini. Pegina yang giping ma chachana. Tia ngeni councillors ubi yer ye ma da ubi yer ye ma be, municipal council ubi timu ginanen. Ento kada ano na ano chenne. Tia ngeni ginumo ma be, ma diga ma yabinen pe. Polkar ge watini, en marienyi pe polkar no tiyo jabu. Muno ki boyo ginumo ma pat ki jabu. Enta mero wa botlu bol qui ni en ma wanu bieno en ma ana bieno ni ata wono ma changar che ni kar en ne kar me kala la ni wa cha na ne key personality badano judgment pol kare ka in making judgment ni kar ki personality dok bena wa ni office ma ibi no ni teach ma bank ti ye office polkare personality ye shaping professionalism comes in later enter personality pangat macher office tidini afo ni umegi na dekeni gibero in speakership of the lower council which is 3 now madam wanna be young when atawoni down around making a proper judgment kage kwanyu mera mkula kage kwanyu mera Emmanuel ge kwanyu mera Stephen tigi tiero konge penyo temo katiki ngomo bero katine in the council. I think judgment only to the councillors unobeberu gena yacht hiene dongi tieki a testimony of their life but I for any testimony of my life then chalo all kid gum knows getian lokene I have been not moberu ka shaping tamper down both physically and spiritual manurni mega rating a paper don't tap Wakpa Johnny and no me are papers mogo and some of the resolutions mogo magen category. But mega thing is public, it's known.
Well, why do we don't pay lock? Can't go eating when you go jail, yet you paying on a child on empty over.
I tell you, Kaka now in the history, you know, ni langon kop mabe, and a belangon kop monong check.
When I parliament, I call good don't make you attack my day. So meeting got con.
No, belangon kop mange check melo, dog langon kop mange lock my Bible. Makai never keep my Bible, Chino ni Solomon, and you better not ma, only one mabe, my lawyer. Tia tamoni and being at ma, Uquano, keep pada tell and only mabe.
Okay.
A tamoni judgment, my mega pop lenge, or kono liatini, a tamoni sock absorbane. I take care of my bed. Where I do a forge, but down over Kawunyua, in my bed, Kate Gumkan, in my bed, Mawawa, in my car, can take this with my pat cave, my makwa any. I'll for would you try Romu Makeni Pamela watching you, enter, and any one any, Capewa Tio, Kigina, Tiana Penny, Chiwan be airy in my bed.
Ciao to
Carwa, council will be better, cancel my bed.
For it, right.
For
yes, so for my tap, but that tin the role for pick up a part where I don't put on the character because I don't be your phone down for and my technical key, but if phone me both John, a tin bit of phone you can. Well, look me way for the can the wango, but they can phone man. I know team. Give the John a good team. Get my wheel a little pick while you mark my bed. Give the meal team chill cancel. One for you, my tap, but up in my tin, they can get 10 for you. Mobile watching live, but then vessels of captivity and give out or Java senior panelists who pick. I would like to sincerely appreciate you for all your elaborations, and you have exhibited a high level of experience in leadership. May God bless you. Thanks. Then somebody here, Loni Aboli Judith. These are whole potential people. We wish them well. Assessment and sensitization is always the key in everything. Then somebody me a get nigga kind. Yes, Jimmy Pastor for you. Thanks to Lamson UG for your live stream. Looking forward to working closely with you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, speak me bien a chill. Come no one you chava.
Chawa beer medici. Lakini wewe momo. Chawa mede tell me timi mapol ki momo. Di sta chira bit ash nyuti ki momo up where chul iden lim iken chete wa onya kai tim jami mapol. MTN momo bang matim melu Uganda yengi ko tigi.
Yes, a little pick a chill momo can da chiario to closing.
All right. King Solomon. Kijomo karne. Pian ingeo gino wa adugo. Awi lega matek mau karsa so. Ni gino dong yecho peramo ba bila ni ko. Apa liu ni? Uwek long kong YouTube. Udi chinyo uwek YouTube. Ay, wakman berubah ko yue. Dongki mo pier tap. Ma mier wajani mer ma gitu era ya. Speaker om yor down ma chinye chai Germany. Ikar ma ki yer speaker town kan ki chao poko chuk. Lo winya jomo kanagur go mwanga go puro e kompongwa mane ki look believe ma kwina mer kadong pin ini winyani keep go municipal tin ama pier bor we bor doki dwa willing geo is 17 billion manyuto be pegera ma chako gero baspa yan baspa ke about 21 million billion
16 billion
16 eh?
Yeah, 16 billion.
So no don't go 1 billion thing so near one there ni Mario, whether we are going to make a city or not, near developing or municipal, that should be in your agenda. Developing the municipal, makedong what more degi, one way in the wow meaning city. Huh? In Beruki performance, my bed, my aki, itela, my speaker, theory art. Because speaker ye, let's say what about down, can't go your gun ground. Executive is led by mayor, but mayor is reports to what? To council. But you to speaker, my door council is at the apex. Maka girmo bale no wuni kironi kan yera wunor mo akire kironi wabi wobi nero wangu ata nero po
Before my tap mata, yes, American don't check to car a leg window mat my bed, but roll my pair tap my to tea queer Mary or enforcing ethics. When I make it to the council has been my bed, the kidon capacity buildings, no be tea. Yes, greediness at Polka, yellow council, no be greedy. Mirror no be one speaker can keep up me, and well council as can, or narrow get down Marichal watch you more at a time. Before the time, technical content Jumbo FM and LSK bring the world near you. Very watching live before you attack madam, very good Jumbo FM and do both in calling you war, so they could chill, where the body in the chill.